Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Talking big facts, I ain't tell no lies. Real talk like fight fan. Slap control with my right hand. Hit the like button, watch the replay. Want all the smoke like EJ. Fuck control what he say. I bomb a nigga like Wilder, boy. Spray the thing, make shower, boy. Tyson Fury, you a coward, boy. Box a nigga like Ego. Make you bow your head, take one knee like Kell Brook and Tim Tebow. Since the time the lesson been black and eyes like Debo. Like Debo. And I'm a breadwinner like Kevin Gates. Smoke strong, make you levitate. On my evil spins, might meditate. Don't watch me, don't steady hate. But I pimp the game like 7-8. And I'm a big stepper like Money Brown. I'll mess around, I'll fuck around. But I'll fuck around, I'll wear my crown. Fuck around, I'll wear my crown. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There you go talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There you go talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There you go talking that boxing again. There you go talking that boxing again. There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Talking big facts, I ain't tell no lies. Real talk like fight fan. Slap control with my right hand. Hit the like button, watch the replay. Want all the smoke like EJ. Fuck control what he say. I bomb a nigga like Wilder, boy. Spray the thing, make shower, boy. Tyson Fury, you a coward, boy. Box a nigga like Ego. Make you bow your head, take one knee like Kell Brook and Tim Tebow. Since the time the lesson been blocking eyes like Debo. Like Debo. And I'm a breadwinner like Kevin Gates. Smoke strong, make you levitate. On my evil spins, might meditate. Don't watch me, don't steady hate. But I pimp the game like 7-8. And I'm a big stepper like Money Brown. I'll mess around, I'll fuck around. But I'll fuck around, I'll wear my crown. Fuck around, I'll wear my crown. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again.
There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts, cooking again.
There you go.
What's good with it? Money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah. What's happening with it? Everybody in the chat. What's happening with y'all? Y'all already know what to do. Yeah, we gonna cook today. We gonna cook today. You know what I'm saying? Finally back where I could cook, comfortably. How you feeling, Money?
Oh, you know me, man. I'm chilling, chap. Ready to get these people this boxing knowledge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got Loyal to the Game boxing talk off in the building. Kwame, you know what I'm saying? As y'all come in the building, make sure if you're not subscribed to my man Kwame East over there on Loyal to the Game boxing talk on YouTube, go subscribe to him. He on Facebook too. The group is called Loyal to the Game. What is it? Because it's the new one.
Loyal to the Game too.
Yeah, Loyal to the Game.
Loyal to the Game boxing, I think.
Two. Yeah.
I'm bad remembering names, my motherfucker. So.
Make sure y'all go subscribe to both of them. And then make sure that y'all go subscribe to my man Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Yeah, that boy be over there cooking. Make sure you go subscribe to him. You know, he putting out content every day, all day, in day. So yeah, make sure y'all go subscribe to my man Knockout Boxing 86 TV. KP from KC5, what's happening with it? Taco K, what's happening with it? My man Chris Mitchell, what's happening with it, fam? Yes, sir. Mike Ryan, Marcus Davis, Cassandra Mason off in the building. What's up with it? She in here early today. The real Marlo TV. What's happening with it, Marlo? Make sure that y'all go subscribe to my man, the Marlo. Make sure that you go subscribe to Real Marlo TV. Real Marlo TV. He over there doing his thing. He got his logo popping and everything now. Y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to my man Marlo at the Real Marlo TV on YouTube. And salute to James Dominguez. Yeah, the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez off in the building. Y'all make sure that y'all go subscribe to the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez. Man, they be over there cooking in every Sunday. Y'all can catch the punchline with Kelly Pavlik and James Dominguez on YouTube every Sunday. So y'all go make sure y'all subscribe to my man James and Kelly Pavlik. The great
Salute to Kelly Pavlik as well.
Yes, sir. We got the champ Mike Oliver in the building. What's happening with it? Silver 2011 in the building. What's up with it? Yeah. Man, a great weekend of boxing, man. Burchell and Oscar Valdez, man, they took the cake like I thought they would. But man, a whole lot to talk about. We cooked on a lot of things last night on your channel. So I pretty much want to get straight into it. Huh? What was that? Money, you cutting out. You good?
Yeah, that was my mom talking to me.
Oh, okay. So I pretty much want to get straight into it, man. So first, I want to talk about, I guess I'll start off, let's start off with Valdez. Let's start off with Oscar Valdez and Miguel Burchell, right? Oscar Valdez and Miguel Burchell was a great, man, action-packed fight. It was an action-packed fight, man. Great fight, man. And I gotta admit, man, I was wrong. I was wrong about Oscar Valdez. Money. I thought that Oscar Valdez was gonna go in there and get knocked out. I thought he was gonna get knocked out within 8 rounds. I didn't think it was gonna go past 8 rounds. I thought he was gonna go in there and just eventually take too much punishment, man. I thought he was gonna take too much punishment. And I can't lie. I'm not gonna go on here and come on here and act like that I thought that he was gonna win. I didn't. I've watched Oscar Valdez plenty of times. I've watched, all of his fights. He from right out here, I've watched him throughout his career. I've seen him live several times, and every time I've seen him live, he's taken a lot of punishment. Before he got with Eddie Reynoso, he was a fighter that didn't have no defense at all. He always had power, and he was just a straight, flat-out Mexican style. He was coming forward, and he trying to get you out of there. He wasn't really worried about defense. Now, since he got with Eddie Reynoso, we've seen him try to work on his defense, right? Oscar Valdez, we've seen him trying to work on his defense, but we really couldn't see no improvement, right? Before this fight, he was still taking a lot of punishment. Even in the Scott Quigg fight, he had his jaw broke. But one thing we did know about Oscar Valdez is that he was tough, and that he wasn't going to lay down for nobody. You feel me? We knew that he was tough and he wasn't going to lay down, right? But I just thought that he was just going to take too much punishment, because I felt that other fighters that I've seen him take a lot of punishment against, I did feel that those fighters were on the level of Miguel Burchell, And so Oscar Valdez, man, he showed a different level to his game on Saturday night. Miguel Berchelt, to me, he exposed Miguel Berchelt, right? You always wonder, right, when you got a strong, powerful power puncher, right? You always wonder if they get in the ring with somebody that shows slick boxing and punching ability, how are they going to fare, right? How are they going to fare when they get in the ring with somebody that shows slick boxing and punching ability, right? There's a lot of fighters out there that you know, the question is still out about. The first one that comes out to my mind is Jaime Munguia, right? He's kind of a Miguel Berchelt type of fighter, you know, come forward, don't really have good defense, but he walked through everybody, right? So what's going to happen when he gets in the ring with somebody that displays boxing ability and can punch, right? And you got to say and can punch, Money, because some of these fighters like Miguel Berchelt and Jaime Munguia, if you're not like an elite level boxer, like a Shakur Stevenson, well, they still going to expose you because, you know, they just going to walk through your shit, you know. But so you got to have some punching power, you know, unless you just Floyd Mayweather, Shakur Stevenson, or somebody like that, right? Now, so he went in there, right, and he got exposed, in my opinion. I'm not speaking for you, and I'm not speaking for nobody else, because he didn't have a plan B. When what he knows how to do best didn't work against Valdez, when Valdez started moving him, turning him, using his footwork, you know, using that. I mean, he was just making Berchelt look really bad. You know, Berchelt was squaring up. He was crossing over his right foot in front of his left foot when he was fighting. He was squaring up a lot in that fight, and he didn't know what to do when Oscar Valdez used movement on him, right? And Oscar Valdez, he boxed beautifully because he noticed, right? And you could tell that Oscar Valdez had studied Berchelt for a long time. And they came up, Eddie Reynoso and Valdez and the team, they came up with a perfect game plan, right? They noticed, right? They noticed somewhere down the line that Miguel Berchelt has problems with boxers, right? The little that we've seen him in there with anybody that can box, because see, this is the problem. And I've talked about this last night on your show, Money. When you put these fighters in there, you continue to put them in there with fighters, right, against fighters that's tailor-made towards their style, right? It's hindering them, right? Because then they get it in their head that they're just gonna walk through everybody. And that's what Berchelt thought. He thought he was just gonna go in there and walk through. He thought he was gonna go in there and walk through Valdez. We all did, right? But they get that in their head, so they don't work on different aspects of their game. They don't work on the, you know, well, I need footwork and I need to, you know, learn how to use my jab and learn how to box. You can tell he was lost. He didn't know what to do when Valdez started boxing him, right? From the very first round. And you could tell that Valdez had the game plan. He stuck to the game plan and he looked great doing it. He did stop and slug for a little bit, but he went back to what the game plan was. And Miguel Berchelt, he didn't have no defense. He didn't have an answer for the left hook. He didn't have an answer for nothing that Valdez was doing. And the only thing that I can say about Miguel Berchelt is that he was tough, man. He was fighting on pure will because he wasn't there. He was, you know, it was a miracle that he lasted as long as he did. I was watching the fight after the second knockdown, I think he got knocked down twice, and then he was out the third one, right? After the second knockdown,
Yep.
Yeah. After the second knockdown, Money, I was just watching the fight like, okay, when is it gonna happen? Because I know it's coming. I know it's coming because you could tell after the second knockdown, you could just tell that he was overmatched. And he didn't have his legs under him. Miguel Burchell, shit, man, he had him doing the wino dance the whole night. You know what I'm saying? He had him doing the wino dance the whole night. He didn't have no legs under him, and he really didn't have too much of pop behind his punches. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have no pop behind his punches. And that's one thing that I asked myself. Did Oscar Valdez just land the right punch in the right place? Or does Miguel Burchell he can't really take a punch like that? And I don't want to say he can't take a punch because he lasted, but he was very hurt, right? So sometimes, you know, punches affect guys that really are not susceptible to taking hard punches like that more than others, right? Like Ryan Garcia, right? A lot of people are like, oh, Ryan Garcia can't take a punch. But Ryan Garcia recovered from that punch very fast. You feel me? Ryan Garcia recovered fast. He got up and he looked the same as he did when the bell rang, right? Miguel Burchell never could recover. So one thing you got to ask yourself, how good can Miguel Burchell take a punch? Because he was hurt the whole fight after that. He never got his senses back under him. And yeah, man, Oscar Valdez exposed him. He did that. He showed that Miguel Burchell, he doesn't know what to do against someone that can box, that has footwork, and that has punching power to go with it. So, you know, I got to give all credit to Oscar Valdez. He proved me wrong, and he proved a lot of people wrong. You know, great fight, man. Great fight. What you got on that, Money?
Man, I was trying to tell everybody, dog, don't sleep on Oscar Valdez. He was going in there to get this knockout. I say you're going in there, 10th round, you're going to knock his ass out. Told y'all put y'all money on Valdez, bro. Nah, I thought Burchell was going to beat his ass myself, dog. Looking at the fight, how it started off, like I could tell, I'm like, damn, Oscar coming out here with his game plan. And this is what I got a problem with too, King. Everybody being pissed off at Oscar Valdez for fighting a great fucking game plan, bro. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, oh, he ain't going there, he ain't bang, he ain't bang. That's smart. I mean, he was smart. Goddamn me, young person going there and just, you know, if you know your strengths ain't sitting down banging it in the fucking pocket, young person going there and get an opponent what he want. You know what I'm saying? So give that man credit for doing what he got to do. He went in there, he fought a beautiful game plan Eddie Reynoso came up with. He knocked his ass out, became the new world champion. That's what you're supposed to do. But on the fight overall, bro, I thought Burchell was gonna get him, bro. You feel me? I thought Burchell was gonna get him because when he beat Francisco Vargas is a good boxer. He was an Olympian as well. You know what I mean? And I felt like whatever Valdez brought to the table, I thought Burchell was gonna match that energy, dog. I really did. You know what I mean? Like you say, seeing him going up against Scott Quigg at 126, seeing how Scott Quigg was hitting him with shit. Saying how, like I say, when Blue Nose dropped him, it was just little shit that was leading up that was telling me, ain't no way in hell Oscar Valdez is going to beat Miguel Burchell. You know what I mean? But he went out there and he proved us wrong. You know what I mean? He proved us wrong. Salute to him. So I just want everybody to get that man his credit right now. You feel me? Don't shit on him. Let that man have his moment, just like we do for any other fighter. You know what I mean? I know it's going to be what's next. I ain't taking away from that. I know it's what's next. That's how boxing always gonna be. But let the man enjoy his big fucking victory, bro. Like I say, Burchell was reigning at 130 for a while. He was reigning at 130 for a while, and that's a big fucking win in my eyes. You feel me? In my eyes. So when I look at that situation, I got to just Oscar Valdez alone. I got to take my head off to him, dog. I got to take my head off to him because I thought he couldn't do that shit. I thought he couldn't do it. So it just shows. I ain't gonna say that he fight down to his competition. I ain't gonna say that because I don't want to take away from the other fighters. But it just shows, man, when you stay focused and you want something really bad, and when the world is against you, because arguably majority of the world was against him in this fight. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes that shit can motivate you to go out there and do something that people think that's impossible. And I ain't trying to make it like Miguel Burchell is just, oh man, he was just a monster and man, he was a killer and kill nobody, you know what I'm saying? But he was a hell of a fighter, bro. And he was the top dog at 130. That's a fact. You know what I mean? Even Shakur had to say that shit. Shakur said he beat the number one guy at 130. You know what I mean? And that stand for something. You can't take shit away from the kid. That was an impressive win. You know, nobody thought he can box like he boxed, and he went in there and did what he had to do. Now, on Miguel Berchelt part, I felt like him just coming forward the whole goddamn night, he should have tried to make some type of adjustment, bro. He should try to make some type of adjustment to where, okay, I'm going to work my jab more, and I'm going to try to force this motherfucker to come to me and fight the fight that I want him to fight. But in that sense, it's like you say, could he have made the adjustments, or is that just him? Is that just him? When you like you say, when you put fighters in there that's go sit right there banging out with you, I ain't gonna say tailor-made, but he said tailor-made, and it was something like tailor-made, but fighters that's gonna sit there and bang it out with you, and you're not fighting different styles to prepare you for different shit inside that ring. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, I like Berchelt. I feel like he can bounce back from this loss. You know what I mean? I know he's gonna take it hard. I can tell by the way he was looking on the stool and things of that nature. But you know, you can bounce back. It's your first loss. Like, you should have had a rematch clause in the contract. If you've been a champion for that long, I know you have the power to say I want a rematch clause. And I don't get why these fighters, you know, in their positions as a world champion, don't look at shit like, okay, anything can happen on any given night. So damn right, I'm gonna put a rematch clause in the contract. I don't give a fuck when nobody say how they feel about it, or you don't really believe you can win. I don't care about none of that shit. Anything can happen. So we got a rematch clause and give me a shot to get my shit back if I lose it. But you know, I still like Berchelt. I'm still a fan of Berchelt. He, like I say, he was willing to fight any and everybody. You know, any and everybody. He wasn't ducking no smoke from nobody. So you got to respect somebody like that, right? So at the end of the day, bro, I feel like it was a hell of a fight. It was entertaining for the 10 rounds that it lasted. I felt like Berchelt could have fought. I ain't gonna say could have fought a better fight, because when you lose, we all can say you can do better. But he should have tried to make some adjustments in that bitch to force Oscar Valdez to fight the fight he won. But you got to credit Oscar Valdez for doing what he did in the ring. Shouts out to Eddie Reynoso and you know, for putting together a beautiful game plan and going there and beat this man with, you know, and salute to them, bro. They did their thing. You feel me? But it is gonna be what's next after that. Oh, it's his second loss. You're right, Stan Switch. My bad. You're right. It's his second loss, but he still can bounce back. You know what I mean? He still can bounce back. You know, he bounced back before, he can bounce back again, you know. But with the situation with Oscar Valdez and Shakur Stevenson, we just have to wait to see if that bitch can happen, bro. We got to wait to see if that shit can happen. Like I said last night, I ain't going to pull my hair out over the shit if it don't happen. I know a lot of people feeling a certain type of way over that fight. I mean, over Oscar Valdez saying he'll fight Shakur Stevenson, you know. So we'll just see, bro. We'll just see. So if the fight happens, it's going to be one hell of a fight that I got Shakur winning in. But if it don't happen, Shakur still got a lane to go down. He's young, and he's going to be world champion. All these boys going to have to see him anyway. You feel me? But shouts out to Oscar Valdez on the win. That was a hell of a win, bro. And we all just got to get a man his respect.
Yeah. And shout out to Valentine off in that super chat. He said, Master Bob got Bud chasing Pac like a slave running from freedom again. He says, Bud going to stay with Bob regardless. And when we're going to get into that, man, a little later on, too. We're gonna cook today. But and let me shout out Mike Rhyme in the building. What's up with it? Get some more of these comments in here. Sheena, what's going on with it, Queen? Fat Cat Shadow Boxing. He said Berchelt's foot movement was horrible. He didn't cut off the ring. He just followed him. Yeah, I'm telling y'all, he got exposed. And I know that word exposed is overly used in boxing, but that's a situation where you can really say somebody got exposed. Exposing somebody, to me, is putting on display everything that you hadn't seen before. You know, bringing out everything that a fighter can't do, all of his flaws. He brought out all of his flaws in that one fight. Marcus Davis says Berchelt probably was expecting Valdez to bang with him, probably wasn't even preparing for Valdez to move around and box like he did. Valdez has a good game plan and he stuck with it. Yeah, but see, a fighter, when you skilled all the way around money, you can, even if you're not prepared for something, you know how to do it. You can go to plan B and plan C. You see what I'm saying? But when you kind of one-dimensional, it's no plan B and no plan C. And as far as you know, what you saying about, you know, you got to give Berchelt his credit and let him live. I'm going to give Berchelt, I mean, not Berchelt, Oscar Valdez his credit and kind of let him live right now. You know, let him enjoy his victory. And I agree with that. I agree with that. But with the Shakur situation, man, I got to touch on it a little bit because, you know, he was supposed to fight Shakur at 126. You know what I'm saying? He moved up and didn't fight Shakur at 126. Then the Valdez and Berchelt fight, it fell out. You know, it was pushed back and whatnot. It had fell out for a second, and it didn't go through. And Shakur Stevenson said that he would take the fight on short notice and he'll step in, right? He said no. And I don't have no problem with that, right? I don't have no problem with Valdez saying no at that point because Valdez had Berchelt in his, you know, he had him in his vision, and that's the fight that he wanted, and he knew it was gonna happen, right? So he was willing to wait. So that was fine, okay? Y'all hit the like button. Y'all make sure that y'all hit my like button. It don't cost nothing to hit the like button. Smash on the like button. It ain't no reason y'all should be in the building and you ain't hit the like button. I mean, it's simple. Just hit the like button. But so I did have a problem with him turning down Shakur Stevenson at that point in time, right? Now, fast forward to Saturday night. I was, you know, after Saturday night, on Saturday night, Shakur Stevenson called him out again. Shakur Stevenson admitted that he was shocked that Valdez won. He thought it was going to be Berchelt. But, hey, he said, since now it's Valdez, that's the fight I want. I'm not going to wait on the Frampton and Herring fight. I'm sick of waiting on that fight. It's been too long. I continue to have to wait, and I'm going to move. I want to move on. I want to fight Berchelt. I'm calling out Berchelt. I mean, not Berchelt, my bad. I'm calling out Valdez. I want to fight Valdez, right? So I like that from Shakur. You know, he don't want to sit around and wait no more. And then what I loved even more from Valdez is Oscar Valdez. He didn't take no time answering that call out. He said, hey, Shakur Stevenson is here. I hear that he called me out, that he want to fight me. Hey, let's do it. That's the fight I want next. And I'm like, man, Oscar Valdez is a real motherfucker. He's a real soldier. He a real soldier. You can't help but to love him after that, right? And so I'm like, yeah, that's what I want to hear. So then Bob Arum, right? Bob Arum goes on to Barbershop Conversation. He go on Fred's channel on Barbershop Conversation, right? And Bob Arum was asked about the fight. Like, that's the fight that we want to see next. Are you going to make the fight with Valdez and Shakur Stevenson, right? Is it? And Bob Arum, he says, well, it's possible. He was like, I don't pick these fights. He was like, if both sides come to me and they tell me that's what they want, he says, that's the fight that we'll make. He was like, but both sides got to agree that's what they want. He says, so if both sides are saying that they want that fight next, he says, that's the fight that I'll make next. If not, we'll make it down the line. So Shakur Stevenson and his team, they came out once again, and they stated without a shadow of a doubt, that's the fight that they want next. So I'm like, all right, bet. And then I see Oscar Valdez post Francisco Vargas. It's Vargas, right? They fought off. Berchelt beat him twice already, right? Right, Money?
Yeah, beat him for the title, then beat him in the rematch.
Yeah, I see him post Francisco Vargas. I see them post each other, and they talking about let's get it on. And I'm thinking, like, first of all, didn't you just tell everybody that you was going to fight Shakur Stevenson next? And isn't Francisco Vargas the same man that lost to Berchelt twice already? So why are you saying let's get it on to Francisco Vargas? What are you going to gain from beating Francisco Vargas? He already been beat to a man that you just beat. So now I'm looking at this shit like, the hell is this? Don't tell me this is happening in boxing once again. That's what that was my first thought. Like, don't tell me the same thing that we've been seeing in boxing is happening once again. You feel me? Like, this continues to happen. These guys call out one another, and then one of them will back off and call out somebody else that has nothing to do with the equation. If anybody could tell me what Oscar Valdez stands to gain from beating Francisco Vargas that already got beat twice by Miguel Berchelt, I would like to hear it. Because, see, this is where the bullshit begins. And it's starting to really look like, right? I don't want to use and say that Valdez is ducking Shakur Stevenson, but if from the outside looking in, that's what it's starting to look like. If he goes on, right, and he skips over Shakur Stevenson and fights Francisco Vargas, it's starting to really look like a duck, because now you got history of running away from Shakur Stevenson from 126 and now 130. Like I said, that's what it's starting to look like. You know, and it's crazy, man. It's crazy because at the same time, like Money said, you want to give him all of his praise and let him live. You want to give him all of his praise for doing what he did on Saturday night, right? But then you the one that came out, you know, and answered Shakur Stevenson's call. And then you the one that posted Francisco Vargas going back and forth with him now, talking about that's the fight that you going, let's do it next. Because if I'm not mistaken, boxers don't fight two fights in one night. He can't fight both of them in one night. So what's really going on here? And like that's what lost me right there, man. And I'm like, man, don't let Oscar Valdez be doing this same shit, because his name was bad in the streets already just before this Berchelt fight. His name was bad for a long time because everybody thought a lot of people thought he was ducking Shakur Stevenson ever since 126. Shakur been calling him out for a long time now. So, although, like I said, I want to give him all his, flowers for doing what he did on Saturday night. At the same time, man, I gotta let it be known this ain't no good look. So at this point, you know, all we could do is kind of wait and see if he does follow through with that Vargas shit, or if he does, you know, say, hey, I want to fight Shakur. You know, after that, I'll fight Vargas if he's still there. Because to me, you gain nothing out of beating Francisco Vargas. Yeah, it's a cool fight if you didn't have Shakur in front of you. But come on, what is you really doing? You know, I'm not feeling that, man. It's just right is right and wrong is wrong. You can't accept a man's challenge and then act like it didn't happen the next day. Sir Lou the God says, y'all don't see a pattern coming from those who have that trainer. Oh, you talking about Eddie Reynoso? Yeah, I mean, and then it's like, I know people gonna be like, well, it's a Mexican, it's a bigger fight, it's an all-out war in Mexico. Man, you gotta honor what the fuck you said, right? Fuck all that. You gotta honor what you said, you know? And to me, it's kind of like you looking at the matchup. You went back with your team and you thinking about it, and you know that Francisco Vargas is a much easier matchup for you. Let's keep it 100. It's as simple as that. Just like Bob Arum said. He says, because Bob Arum, he has both of them. So in that case, he says, I asked both of the teams and the fighters who they want to fight. And if they both say they want to fight each other, that's the fight we'll make. If one side say they don't, well, we have to move on and do it down the line. he laid it. Bob Arum told you clear as day. That's what it is. So I mean, if he goes and fight Vargas, y'all know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is, and you know what it was. So you know it ain't no question to it. Marcus Davis says Oscar Valdez knows Stevenson is a bad matchup for him. Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way, and it sucks that I gotta come on here and do this shit because the man just put on a great performance, and like Money said, you wanna let him live, you wanna let him enjoy his victory, but he chose at the end of the day, he chose to do that. He could have ignored Shakur Stevenson and he could have ignored Francisco Vargas, right? But he didn't. So now I'm on here talking about it. You know, you open up the floodgates and we got to hold you to the fire. So, you know, man, anything else you want to say before we move on, Money?
No, I ain't pissed off at you holding his ass accountable for that shit. You feel me? Because, like I say, it ain't like this is just one division that Shakur came to that he wanted. He been wanting since 126. Oscar Valdez has been wanting as well. Like Shakur said, he was in the gym when I sparred Jesse Magdaleno, and he said Shakur Stevenson is the next thing up. So he understands the skill set on Shakur Stevenson. Now, understand the skill set, does that mean you don't want to fight the man or not? I don't know that, but if you know Shakur was in line to fight you at 126 for the WO scrap and you vacate your scrap without saying, because I don't believe weight issue was a problem for Miguel Berchelt at 126. I really don't. I do think it was Shakur that made him, you know, go up to 130. You know, so now that Shakur chased him to 130, like I said, as long as Shakur get a title, there's no way that they're going to be able to duck him. You'll have to see him. We're in the same promotion company forever, how long? Right? I'm calling out for the fight. You saying you want the fight. You seem like you want the fight. And that's why the only thing I'm not going to be pissed off and go be mad about the situation, because like I said, I don't get caught up in the hype no more, none of that shit. So if they say go fight, we'll see if you fight him or not. If not, you know what I mean? I'm going to push on with whomever they fight. You know, so when I just look at the whole situation as a whole, Shakur, just don't get caught up in trying to chase these motherfuckers if they don't fight you. Sitting down and wait for them, bro. Go make your own legacy, make your own lane to the point like EJ did. It don't matter if these motherfuckers want to fight you or not, the tables go turn. And when you become the big dog, you become the money man, then these motherfuckers will be looking for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's price out there for Shakur to still build his name up for if he don't get Oscar Valdez. You know what I mean? So just focus on that, which I know his team ain't going to let him sit back and just wait on these motherfuckers. So just focus on that, man, and build your own legacy. And sooner than later, you know, the tables will turn and you will be the big dog. You got the age on your side. You ain't like you an old motherfucker to work. You got to rush to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? So you got all the time in the world, even though we know boxing go quick, but by him being young, he still got time in the world to build his career and put himself in position to where these motherfuckers got to come and see him if they want that big paycheck. You know what I mean? So shouts out to Shakur. Keep doing your thing, King. You know, we behind you. We go push for you. And I do want you to get one of these championship fights next. But if you don't, it ain't the end of the world for him. You know what I mean? But we'll just see what happens in 2021.
Right. And shout out to Ken Williams in the building. Let me see. Macadocious, Mac of the South. Shout out. Yeah, and everybody, you know, continue to pray for Texas that they get back, you know, all the way right 100% with everything that they got going on in Texas, in the state of Texas right now. Marcus Davis says,
let me say, y'all shoot a prayer for Tiger Woods. So he's in a badass car wreck, man. His car looked
real?
Yeah, they had flown to the hospital, and they doing surgery on his legs right now. So yeah, the car was fucked up, bro. I had read the little story and shit. So it was.
When did that happen?
Today, probably about an hour ago.
Damn, I didn't even know that. It was crazy. I was just watching this thing on Tiger Woods and his son. You know, his son.
Yeah, I seen that.
Is a hell of a golfer too. Right? Yeah. And they were showing all the side by side images of Tiger Woods and his son. Man, they got the exact same mannerisms. His son do everything that he does to the T, like down to the. I'm talking about everything. Yeah, it's like his son is his clone. Like, you know, and I'm not talking about looks, I'm talking about his movements, everything he do. And you could tell his son was like really, really looked up to Tiger Woods, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to. Well, looks up to Tiger Woods. You know,
Right.
looks up
And
to
he got that competitive nature. He got that competitive nature as well.
No, I'm talking about he exactly like him. All of the mannerisms, everything he do is down to the T. Shady Girl 85, salute to you, Queen. John Kramer in the building. What's happening with it? So yeah, man, and one thing I want to add to that before I move on is Shakur Stevenson, like you said last night, him and his team came out and he said, you know, he know that he's that Valdez is the A side, and he's not tripping on bread. He ain't tripping on the money. Just pay him something considerable, you know, and he not tripping. Yeah. And you can tell that he's advised by Jay Prince, and he has some great people around him that's telling him, like, don't even worry about the bread. Don't worry about that, because you're gonna get that in the long run. And just like Shakur Stevenson said, right, on the panel on Saturday night on ESPN, he says, I'm not worried about all of that Four Kings and all of that shit. I'm not worried about you putting me with all those top guys. He said, because in the long run, I'm going to be the bigger star than all of those guys. Mm-hmm. And I believe it. I've been saying this for years. One thing I've been saying for years, right? When the smoke clears, I've been saying this. I said, I think that Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, they're going to be the two. I believe that. When the smoke clears, Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson are going to be the two. You know, that's what they got the best work ethic. They got the best skills, and I just think that, you know. But that's my opinion.
Mentality wise, they alike because they want every damn body.
Yeah. Valentine says Shakur already getting about 600,000 per fight. You see him, you know, he got his little shine on, he doing his little thing, man. But let's go ahead and move on, Money. Let's go ahead and move on, man. I want to talk about Adrien Broner, man. Before I get into the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford and we really get to cooking, let's talk about Adrien Broner, man. And I did some research, man, because I was like, man, everybody always talking about, well, if he let his hands go, if AB would have let his hands go, well, if he should have let his hands go, and when he let his hands go, and how he let his hands go, in that one round when he let his hands go, it's always if he let his hands go. Adrien, if I let my hands go, Broner, right? That's what everybody's always been saying. They've been saying that shit for years and years. Well, when AB let his hands go, well, if you look when he had let his hands go, well, right here if he had to let his hands go in that round, that's the whole thing. If he let his hands go, you know what I'm saying? We've been hearing that shit. I was saying that shit for years. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop saying that shit for years. That's how long people been saying if AB let his hands go. And so I asked myself, right? I said, man, let me do some research on Adrien Broner and see who is Adrien Broner, because everybody always says, well, he's super talented and he's this and he's that. He just don't let his hands go. And, you know, the Madonna fight, I do believe that Madonna didn't have no padding in his gloves. You broke it down beautifully, right? So that's another excuse that, and I'm not saying that you using that as an excuse, but I'm saying that's another excuse that we use for Broner. Well, you know, he was letting his hands go into the Madonna fight, and then after that, he was kind of gun shy. So I like to do my research. And I said, okay, you know, that makes a lot of sense, you know. That would, you know, if somebody do go in there, they don't have no fucking pad in their gloves and you get hurt like you did in the Madonna fight, that would make you gun shy, right? And so I said, damn, let me go do some research and see, you know, was Adrien Broner ever shit? You know what I'm saying? Because I know his resume at 130 and 135, you know, the best fighter that he fought was Antonio DeMarco in that weight, in those weight divisions, right? But then when he moved up, he's had a stellar resume, arguably the best resume in all of boxing. But I wanted to go back, right? And I did some research on it, money, right? And I'm gonna break this shit down for y'all, right? And then I'm gonna tell you what Adrien Broner did. You know, I'm gonna tell you what Adrien Broner did and what he is. So I went back all the way to the Ponce de Leon fight, right? When he fought Ponce de Leon, that was Adrien Broner's biggest step up fight back then. That was way back in like 2011, I believe.
That's when he made his name.
Yeah, that's when he fought Ponce de Leon, right? And that was his, because before Adrien Broner fought Ponce de Leon, he was knocking out everybody. He wasn't really fighting nobody, fighting the low totem pole fighters. And so I said, let me go back to the Ponce de Leon, right? Let me see what he really did in that fight, right? A lot of people thought he lost the Ponce de Leon fight. I actually rewatched that fight years ago, and I felt that AB won that fight. You know, Ponce de Leon was missing a lot of shots, and you know, AB, he did enough to win. He was landing the more effective shots in the Ponce de Leon fight, but that was a controversial fight for AB way back then. So I said, let me go to the Ponce de Leon fight and let's see what he did in that fight. And I saw something that was real intriguing to me, money. AB only threw 351 punches in the Ponce de Leon fight. So in that whole fight, the 12-round fight, he threw 351 punches in the Ponce de Leon fight. So then I said to myself, damn, I never realized that, right? Because you're not really thinking at this point in time, like, well, he didn't let his hands go. That's a problem, right? Nobody never thought about that. Nobody's never said, well, if you go back to the Ponce de Leon fight, he didn't let his hands go in that fight, right? So that was a step up in competition. So I said, damn. So then I started doing some more research, and I said, well, is AB, anytime he steps up in competition, is that his, you know, MO? Does he just not let his hands go if he's in there with somebody that's a threat to him? So then I started doing more research, right? And I'm gonna break it down to y'all, right? So then I went and I looked at some fights, and I'm gonna just break down some of the punch stats for AB. Right, so in the Ponce de Leon fight, he only threw 351 punches. Right, when he fought Antonio DeMarco, he threw 451 punches in less than 8 rounds. Right, when he fought Antonio DeMarco, and I'm gonna get back to that later. Right, so remember when he fought Antonio DeMarco, he threw 451 punches in less than 8 rounds because he got the 8 because he stopped DeMarco in the 8th round, right? So 451 punches in less than 8 rounds, right? And I've always told everybody that Antonio DeMarco is the best he's looked in his whole career to me. And I think that he hasn't improved since the Antonio DeMarco fight. And I'm going to show you why I've been saying that he's never improved his skills since the Antonio DeMarco fight. So, hold on. Pull this up for y'all. Hold on. Okay. So, then I'm going to just go down some of his punch stats, right? In the Maidana fight, he only threw 400 punches, right? Marcos Maidana, that was another step up in competition for him. Another dangerous fighter, he threw only 400 punches, right? And the Shawn Porter fight, right? Another step up, high level competition. He threw only 309 punches in the Shawn Porter fight. Get that. Do we have a pattern here? Remember, go all the way back to 130. Ponce de Leon, he only threw 351 punches. Maidana, he threw 400 punches. Shawn Porter, big step up. He threw 309 punches in the Shawn Porter fight. right? He fights. Then you can go to Mikey Garcia. He only threw 400 punches in a 12-round fight with Mikey Garcia. He threw 400 punches, right? That was a step up for him. The Adrien Granados fight, he threw 403 punches in the Adrien Granados fight. Now, Adrien Granados, I wouldn't even say that was a step up. But so we getting a pattern here, right? In the Manny Pacquiao, big step up. Finally, you go in there against Manny Pacquiao, big step up, right? Let's see what he did in the Manny Pacquiao fight. That's because everybody say, well, AB, you know, he did better than people thought he did in the Manny Pacquiao fight. And I've always said that he fought to survive in the Manny Pacquiao fight, right? In the Manny Pacquiao fight, he threw 295 punches in the 12-round fight with Manny Pacquiao. 295 punches in the 12-round fight with Manny Pacquiao. That's all he threw. Now, you got fighters that throw over 100 punches in a round. A lot of fighters throw over 100 punches in a round, right? He threw, in 12 rounds, he threw 295 punches in that whole Manny Pacquiao fight. But a lot of people will tell you that, well, he did a lot better than you think he did if you go rewatch that fight. He only threw 295 punches. So let's move along. So, you know, now I've always said that he looked good in the Jesse Vargas fight. I said in Jesse Vargas, you know, when he started letting his hands go, he let his hands go, and he started letting his hands go. But what was one thing that was different than most of all his fights in the Jesse Vargas fight, right? Jesse Vargas, remember in the Jesse Vargas, he trained with Kevin Cunningham. He stayed in the house with Tank Davis, Erickson Lubin. Who else was in that house, Money?
I think Bunny was there for a minute, Robbie Easter.
Okay, right. They had a house full of killers. And Cunningham is a no-nonsense coach. Cunningham you couldn't leave. You eat, sleep, shit, train, everything you do. All you doing is leaving the training. You coming back to that house. Adrien Broner, he had a tooth and nails fight with Jesse Vargas. But if you look at his punch stats in Jesse Vargas fight, he threw 507 punches in the Jesse Vargas fight. That was the most punches, right, that Adrien Broner had thrown in any fight since the Paulie Malignaggi fight when he threw 524 punches, right? And since the Paulie Malignaggi fight, he's never thrown over 524 punches in the fight. So the only fights, right, since AB moved up from 135, the only fights that he has over 500 punches in a fight is the Paulie fight and the Jesse Vargas fight, right? None of the other fights he come close to throwing over 400 punches. So with that being said, right? With that being said, that shows you something, right? That shows you that the team that he has around him, that's one of the problems, because why are you able to throw your highest output, right, when you with Kevin Cunningham? Because Kevin Cunningham is a no-nonsense no-nonsense trainer. If you look back at how they treated AB when he went back to his corner on Saturday night, when on what was it, like the third round? It was a round that he lost clearly. Everybody in motherfucking Ray Charles, you know what I'm saying? Ray Charles rose up out of his grave, blind and everything, and know that AB lost that round. He gonna go back. Hey, I won that round, didn't I? Huh? I won that round, right? And Mike Stafford gonna tell him, yeah, you won that round. You winning every round. You doing good. You winning every round. Why would you tell him that? Instead of saying, look, man, that was a close round. You need to pick it up. But you didn't tell him that. Right? Now, if that was Kevin Cunningham in the trainer, Kevin Cunningham would have been like, motherfucker, no, you didn't win that round. The fuck is you out there doing?
Mm-hmm.
Did we come here for that? If you ain't gonna go out there and fight, I'll stop this motherfucker right now. That's how Kevin Cunningham gonna talk to him. Go back to the Jesse Vargas fight. It looked like look how Kevin Cunningham was talking to him in the corner. The people he got around him, it ain't good because see, and that's why he's so sensitive. That's why AB is so sensitive. You can't give him no type of criticism because anytime somebody tell him, well, they thought that he could have did better, or they thought that he you know, he didn't win the fight or something, it's fuck you, you a bitch ass nigga. Ah, fuck you, you ain't shit but a bitch ass nigga anyway. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Or he want to beat up, he want to beat up the announcer. Like, well, what is you doing? What was all that energy when you was in the ring with your motherfucking opponent? What was all that energy when you just boxed 12 rounds and you couldn't throw over 400 punches? But now you got all the energy in the world. That's what I'm saying with AB. So I gave y'all a pattern, right? I gave everybody a pattern. For everybody that said, well, AB let his hands go when AB was so talented. I don't know what happened to AB. Well, what it is, I'm going to tell you what AB did. AB conned all of us from the very start of his career. He conned all of us because when he was in the lower weight classes, he didn't fight nobody. We fell in love with AB. He conned all of us. He was looking spectacular because he was fighting on pure talent. Now he's athletic. An athletic fighter, they can look great against certain competition, right? And he was getting better. He was improving his skills at the lower weight class, but he never was really letting his hands go anytime he stepped up against competition. It shows you in the Ponce de Leon fight. Like I said, let's go back to the Ponce de Leon fight. His first step up in competition, he only threw 351 punches. So he's showing you that he conned us. He wasn't fighting nobody. Them Gavin Reeses and all of them dudes, Gavin Reeses, them dudes wasn't shit. No disrespect, but come on now. Them dudes he was knocking out and running through because we thought he was letting his hands go because he was knocking them lower level fighters out. And then he was talking. See, what he does is he does the same thing with everybody till this day. He'll con you into thinking that he's this and he's that. And you know, how long AB been talking about that he finna take over the sport of boxing?
Ever since he got into the sport of boxing.
You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? And you know, I was on bullshit. But now I'm you know, in the second part of my career, I'm about boxing. And you know, I'm finna take over the sport of boxing. I'm finna take over the sport. Yeah. Yeah.
When I'm on my shit, can't nobody beat me.
Can't nobody beat me when it don't matter. I beat that boy ass. I'm gonna beat his ass. He conned us. Because he's great at talking. If one thing about AB, he is a talker. That's what con artists do. A con artist will have you come out of your motherfucking pockets, right? Up off some bread, and you ain't thinking like, oh yeah. And then before you know it, you like, this motherfucker just come out of everything I had. You know what I'm saying? You know, this motherfucker just all my goddamn bread. That motherfucker, he's a con artist.
Right, kid. That boy can sell water to a well and salt to the ocean.
Yeah, he'll con you more than the goddamn African doing a Ponzi scheme. He'll con you more than the African doing a Ponzi scheme. That motherfucker's a con artist, dog. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he did because that's what made me, because I'm like, man, let me do some research on AB. And I did my research and he ain't never let his fucking hands go. So now, when has he let his hands go? So how do we know what AB is going to do if he let his hands go, because if never happened. Anytime he stepped up, right, in competition, do your research and it shows that he's never let his hands go. He never let his hands go. So it's not about AB letting his hands go. It's about AB never improving on his skills since the fight with Antonio DeMarco. He that's the best he ever looked within the fight, and he was improving up until the Antonio DeMarco fight. After the Antonio DeMarco fight, that was his biggest payday at the time. He started getting bigger paydays, and he never, in his improvement, his skill level stopped. It proves it. And shout out to Kurt Anderson in the building. Patricia Shelton in the building. Salute to you, Queen. D. Hodges, Roxanne.
Hit that Kurt, Keith.
Huh?
Hit that Kurt real fast.
And I mean, in AB, one thing that he's never had great rhythmic and perpetual motion. You know, when AB gets in the ring, you know, one thing that I don't see from AB is great rhythmic and perpetual motion. He don't have the rhythmic and perpetual motion. And salute, man, to the Kurt Anderson. One thing that I will tell you, ain't nobody that know more about boxing than Kurt Anderson. You know what I'm saying? Kurt Anderson actually, he used to actually be when AB's dad, you know, used to fight amateur. Kurt Anderson actually used to go to the gym. You know, it was around. He used to go around the corner on 68th Street. You know, back in '82. When AB's dad was a great amateur, and Kurt Anderson used to watch AB's dad.
And Kurt knew. Kurt tell you, I knew AB was going to be a 4-division world champion when he came out the womb. The way he held his fist, and you can just tell, man, when he came out and the doctor smacked him on the ass and he looked back, I said that boy's going to be a 4-division world champion. I could tell from that moment, man. I just know these fighters, man. I just know if you come out the womb and you got 2 fingers up, you bound to be world champion. But if you got 3 fingers up, you know, you'll be an okay fighter, man. You'll be okay. But 2 fingers, yeah, you're gonna be a world champion.
Hey, man, Kurt, you need to write a boxing book for real. And I'm not joking when I say this. Because Kurt Anderson, he has so many stories. And I love hearing Kurt tell these stories, man, because it's like, damn, man, Kurt Anderson, he has so many stories. You need to have somebody write you a book, man.
Hey, make it like he was right there. When Kurt tell him stories, it make you feel like he was like. That's why I'm gonna interview Kurt, bro. And I'm probably gonna do it sometime. I'm gonna see him for free, but I'm gonna interview him, bro, because that's like I told him, bro. That shit that it need to be out here, it need to be told. Him and Scrapbook, bro. It's crazy, bro. It's just crazy. Not only that, but Kurt is like most people that you figure out and they know the history of boxing and they know the history of boxing that well, they won't be too in tune with today's boxing. They won't know all the fighters today. You know what I mean? They'll be watching what's going on. But Kurt is in tune with everything that's going on today with back then. And you know that shit like the back of his hand, bro.
He has a photogenic memory because to be able to remember all of that shit, dog. Yeah. To be able to remember all of that is crazy because you know, I thought I was a historian, but you know what I'm saying? I forget shit too easy.
Yeah,
you know? I forget half of the shit I know about boxing as far as watching it. I done forgot. Kurt can tell you the day when it happened, what he was doing when it happened, who he was with.
Did it rain that day early in the morning? You feel me?
And then to have a memory like Kurt does, it's just, you know, saying something in itself.
Yeah,
you know, shit, I'll be on here and I'll be forgetting fighters' names that I watch all the time. Like, damn, who he fought?
Right.
Yeah. And shout out to Batman in the building. He said, "Fuck boxing, it's a scam." Man, it is, but like, yeah, that's what AB did. He fooled everybody, man. And
shout out to Bet. What's going down, big bro?
Yeah, man. AB fooled everybody. Money. That's what he did. Because one thing that we know, and one thing is for sure, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. And when you go and do your research, and it's crazy because I ain't never done this on nobody. I've never went back and let me see how many punches he's thrown, you know, in all of the fights in his career. I ain't never done that to a fighter. You know what I'm saying? But when you know what I'm saying, we need to make it that should be like a permanent quote or on t-shirts, hats, and everything. If AB let his hands go, you know what I'm saying? When you talk about the quote, if AB let his hands go, I just was like, man, let me go do my research. Let me go do my research and see how did AB fare when he let his hands go. And that's what I found is anytime he's been in there against a opponent that's any good, he never let his hands go. So AB is not what everybody, he's not what everybody is saying that he could be, and he never was. And you know, I know that shit sound harsh, but that's the true reality. He never was. He never was. Now, the reason, now a lot of people say that he could have been. Now I'm gonna tell you what I do agree that he could have been what he never was. Because if he had to continue to improve after the Antonio DeMarco fight, if he had to continue to improve money from that point on, the skies could have been the limit with just his talent, right? The skies would have been the limit for AB, but he acted like, what did we say? You know what I'm saying? He acted like a nigga that ain't never had shit. After he started getting a certain amount of money and he started cashing them checks, because he said himself, he said for a long time, he didn't cash none of his checks. He said he was just throwing them like, fuck it, I'm out here, I'm grinding. But at some point, when he started cashing them checks and he stopped improving on his skills and he started going up in weight and not staying in the gym, right? He stopped improving. And we saw that, man. We saw that. Who did he fight after Antonio DeMarco? Did he go up and fight Paulie right after that, or did he have a let me pull up Adrien Broner. Let me pull up Adrien Broner. And people can try to argue this all they want to, but numbers don't lie. These is damn near facts. Let me see. So okay, so he fought Antonio DeMarco and then he fought Gavin Reese.
Yeah, Gavin Reese. Then it was Paulie.
And then he went up to Paulie Malignaggi, right? So, like I said, after the Antonio DeMarco fight, he never improved no more. He didn't improve no more. Gavin Reese even gave him a little problem. Before, he was just so much bigger than Gavin Reese and so much more powerful than Gavin Reese, and Gavin Reese wasn't on that level. But go back, Gavin Reese was hitting him with some shit in that fight.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
He was. Before he knocked him out
that fight, don't you?
Yeah, yes, he was. Yeah.
Yeah, so he never improved since the Antonio DeMarco fight. What did he do after the Antonio DeMarco fight? Money.
Paulie fight
was a rap tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
You remember he moved up, went on a rap tour. He did all of that. He was in rap, trying to battle Murder Mook and rap battles and all of that shit. So, like I said, after he started cashing them checks that he said himself for a long time, he wasn't even cashing his fight checks. He was giving them to his mama, like, put them away. And he had so much money after he decided to cash his checks, he went a plumb fool. He acted a goddamn fool. He was like, damn, I got all this money saved up. I made it. Like, I really didn't made it now. And after that, he act like a nigga that didn't never have shit. Because he didn't. He didn't grow up with nothing. Like a lot of, he didn't grow up with shit. So he didn't know how to act. So he never improved. He lost what got him to that point. At that point, right, when he started cashing them checks after the goddamn Antonio DeMarco fight, when you see him drop to his knees and cry in the middle of the ring, at that point, the boxing in his career, as we thought it was going to take off, it stopped. That was it. It stopped. You feel me? And that's just the true reality of the situation when you go back and look at everything he's done. Hey, Drew. Hey, Drew say Junior go kick your ass. Hey, Junior, truth, he's supposed to roll with his Ohio cat. But this is the truth. I didn't spit the facts. It don't get no more real than what I just spit. Numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. He stopped. It stopped from there. Everything stopped. And you can see, man, so it wasn't no when AB let his hands go. And if AB let his hands go. And if AB had to let his hands go. And AB should have let his hands go. And if AB come back and he trained and he let his hands go. It's not a such thing as that. Because that shit is all a con and it's some shit that he made y'all believe. That's it. That's it. Go now. What I want y'all to do is everybody because I was saying that shit for years, man. If y'all seen how much I used to argue back and forth with, and I'm gonna say Mexican. I don't have nothing. I love the Mexican fight fans, but I used to argue back and forth with Mexican fight fans all the time because they the ones that I felt that was hating on AB the most when he didn't deserve it. Right. And I used to argue back and forth with him all day, all the time. Right. But it turned out that everything they were saying was right. And you know, me and I got a homeboy, man, rest in peace, man. One of my best friends, you know, he dead and gone now, but he'll tell you, man, he's like, man, don't say nothing about AB around Keon. Don't say nothing about AB. And he couldn't stand AB. And he always fucked with me about AB. And me and him will always get into it because he was always talking bad about AB. And man, he calmed me, man. AB got me. And he got everybody else. So what I want y'all to do is go, right, and look at AB's punch stats in all of his big fights. And y'all will see what I saw. Kurt Anderson in the building. He says, appreciate Kurt Anderson in that super chat. He says, I love this channel. My father taught me about the sport of boxing. Yeah, my father put me on the sport of boxing too, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you too, Drew Titan, in that super chat, man. My bad. I didn't mean to be long-winded like that, Money. It's like I didn't act like Money ain't even, you know what I'm saying, on the panel. My bad, Money, but go ahead and cook on this, Money.
We could have kept cooking, but nah, man, it's what you say, bro. It's what you say. You're speaking the truth about it. And we still gonna rap for AB. I'm still gonna rap for him. I ain't gonna turn my back on him. Once I'm a fan, I'm a fan. But the facts is the facts, bro. Like in that fight against that dude, bro, what he throw like 300 some punches and landed 98. That's just unacceptable, man.
Against Santiago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
98 punches to Santiago 200 or something. Like I said, if we was to take that fight and we put two different names on there and we ask y'all who won the fight, y'all gonna say the man who landed 200 some punches.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just looking at that situation, bro, he gotta do better, dog. He gotta do better. But at this stage, I don't think he gonna do no better than what he's doing now, man. And like you say, he went down the history of him throwing punches. If he ain't been throwing them in his biggest fight, he damn sure ain't finna start throwing them now, bro. So I just look at the situation as AB is who he is. I'm wishing him the best still on his way out the door because this is the ass end of his career. So whatever he do, I'm still gonna ride with him, bro. If he can get one of them titles against one of them, like not against the Regis program or something like that, because they go vacate them scraps. The winner between Ramirez and Josh Taylor, they go vacate because they on their way to 147. So they gonna end up putting him in there against somebody, you know, to get one of them scraps. I still think he can probably beat Mario Barrios though. I still believe in me. Like if he can get in there with Mario Barrios, I feel like he can beat Mario Barrios because Barrios ain't got no defense, but Barrios got an offense. He got an offense, and if he start letting his hands go on AB as well, AB try to counter and knock him out some shit because he ain't really got no chin. But if you put him in there against Regis, man, Reed just go hurt him. That's just my opinion. I think Reed just go hurt him, bro. And I'm gonna be pulling for AB, but Reed just go hurt him, dog.
Yeah. Reed just go. Hey, my bad. I gotta reach this shit, dog. Dude said he won he won round 1 without landing a shot. He said that speaks volumes about the corruption in the sport. Real talk. Think about that. He won the first round without landing 1 shot.
Right. Willie Pep won a round without throwing a shot, but his defense won him the fight. AB has defense won all that type of shit. Yeah, so it's just gonna come down, man, to if you're riding on AB or not. A lot of people ain't gonna get calmed down no more. They ain't gonna be fooled. So, you put on you what you deserve, bro. So the people that's talking about his ass, I'm not gonna be pissed off at them because I understand. Because the ones who talking about him is the ones who supported his ass as well. So he deserved it, dog. He deserved it. But it's like you say, Keith Soon, some shit don't go his way. He ready to fight every goddamn body. He ready to whoop Steve Forhood. And I like Steve Forhood. He one of the most unbiased commentators in the game. He one of the most unbiased commentators in the game, bro, that deserve this little recognition. Him and Al Bernstein. I like Al Bernstein too, but he gonna talk about Steve Forhood had me losing. He talk, that's why I don't fuck with him, so fuck him. You know what I mean? Like, you can't say that on Showtime, man. You can't say that on Showtime against somebody that's been working with Showtime for that long and that's been riding for your ass. But soon as that man say he lost the fight, you ready to disown that man. So it's gonna be what it is with AB, bro. We know AB ain't the AB of old, where, you know what I'm saying, where he say, yeah, he didn't let his hands go, but he was stopping shit. So he ain't doing it no more. He ain't doing it no more. And this
what really made us fall in love with AB and realize that it wasn't so much what he was, because he was doing it in the ring. Because a lot of people was performing, and we've seen a lot of fighters in the past perform in the ring, right, and look spectacular. What made us really fall in love, when I really think about it, is the shit that he was doing after. You know what I'm saying?
Entertaining us.
The stuff that he was doing in the press conferences, the stuff that he was doing after the fight, after he would win the fight. He was so entertaining. And we hadn't seen nobody that entertaining probably since Roy Jones. Really. Roy Jones and Prince Nassim.
Yeah, but so he was entertaining.
He backed it up throughout. Yeah.
But that's what, like you say, Keith, entertaining. You know, everybody love entertainment, bro. But he took a page out of Floyd's book as well. You feel me? So when he connected himself to Floyd, bro, and got up under Floyd, it helped blow him up. And he was, you know, talking that shit, living his lifestyle. You know what I mean? And people in today's world, you know, the flashy shit is you gonna be attracted to all the flashy shit, the nice cars, the flashy shit, all that shit. It's gonna attract you because it's the entertainment business. You feel me? You start latching on to rappers and shit like that, which normally happen with people that come from, you know what I'm saying, from our situation in our cities and shit like that. You go latch on to rappers and live that lifestyle because that's what you grew up in. That's what you know. You know what I mean? So somebody like AB that was so young, bro, we give him millions of dollars like that. That's the type of shit that's gonna happen with no guidance at that. You feel me? With no guidance. AB, you know, he ain't really had no guidance like that, bro. You know, and he had a whole lot of motherfuckers around him. He got stuck in that street mentality, but his ass just don't know how to adapt. That's why I say it's a good thing if Floyd can take him up on his wings. I know a lot of people keep talking about, oh, Floyd can't do it. Man, Floyd can help him revamp himself. You feel me? And show him that if he was to be serious with AB, you know what I'm saying? And just show him at the ass. I ain't saying they can control a man's life. He's grown and go do what he want to do. But
Floyd tried to tell him. But Floyd tried to tell him what he need to be doing and do this and try to put, you know, feed him the game. But Floyd was a bitch ass nigga when he tried to feed him.
Yeah, that's what I say. It wasn't too much to the extent of, you know what I'm saying, because he was still in the game where he can really sit down and look at him. Now that Floyd's not in the game like that no more, now he can really sit down and focus and say, all right, he ain't threatening shit that I got going on, or whatever he thought AB could have fucked up for him or whatever the situation was. Now he can sit down and probably have a real conversation with his ass. And I ain't saying he gonna change his game or have him go in there and throw more punches and shit like that, but just get him more focused, man, and just, you know what I'm saying, try to go out on your best accord and finish on a good note in this boxing game. You feel me? Go out as a champion or some shit and save up some bread. So I still believe Floyd can do it because, like I say, Floyd still got a big influence over all these dudes. No matter if they cuss him out or none of that shit, it don't get to Floyd. But you know, at the end of the day, it's still gonna be up to AB. You know, like I say, I'm rocking with AB to the wheels fall off, man. That's my guy. Fuck with him. Win, lose, or draw, I'm gonna take the lickings with his ass. But I'm not gonna be pissed off at people like Keon and other people who supported his ass from the beginning, getting on his ass about certain shit because it's deserving. It's deserving. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't nothing but constructive criticism and motherfuckers that want to see him do well in the ring. It ain't like people hating on AB. They want to see his ass do well because they know that he can. So at the end of the day, we just gonna see how his ass play out at the end of this 2021 and see what goes to 2022 if he can make it to 2022 shit. And that ain't no bad thing, but you know what I mean? With AB, you never know. Like he just said he was done with all the bullshit, and then he get right back on there tomorrow. Yeah, we go cash checks, have sex, and all this shit, pop bottles. You know what I'm saying? Then we right back in the gym. You feel me? But we'll see, man. He got to revamp the attitude and revamp his mind frame, and get more mentally focused. If he could get more mentally focused, dog, and understand what the fuck is what's real and what's not real.
That's that con in AB.
Yeah.
He con you so good, you like, man, I think he still got a chance. But like Sheena said, he hard-headed. He know everything. When a person knows everything and they that hard-headed like AB, you can't tell him nothing. It's anything you trying to tell him, he don't know how to take it. You hate you just a bitch ass nigga. Yeah, you's a bitch ass nigga too. You know, you can't tell him nothing. You can't learn if you're not willing to listen. You know, he's not willing to listen to nothing. And you know I'm like you, right? I was like you. I'm always like, man, AB, I'm still riding with AB. I'm still gonna ride with AB. That shit over. I'm gonna keep it 100 because he disrespectful. You know, he be disrespecting people that he shouldn't be disrespecting. We got to hold, because if it was any other fighters, if there was Terence Crawford, right, that act like AB, disrespectful as fuck, we gon', you know what I'm saying? We'll be all over Terence Crawford, man. Fuck him. He this and that, and so we got to keep the same energy with AB because he disrespectful. He don't take accountability for none of the shit that fucked up shit he do. It's been, you know, he did Steve Farhood a bitch, motherfucking Al Bernstein, he been a bitch ass nigga, motherfucking Leonard Ellerby, he a bitch ass nigga.
But that's always been AB though, Key. That's always been.
Yes, but is that right? Is it right?
No, I ain't saying it right, but I ain't gonna make it like it's something new that we seeing and be like, you know what I'm saying? Because when you was loving him, it was still that mother. When you was fucking with him, it was still
when you said that shit to Leonard Ellerby, it's like, man, shit, dog, I'm for you. I'm trying to help you. You a bitch ass nigga. You don't think I'm gonna win, and that shows that he don't have confidence in himself. Leonard Ellerby didn't say he didn't think you was gonna win, but see, you didn't have the confidence in yourself. You don't think all that shit that you telling people you're gonna take over the sport of boxing. You don't believe that in yourself. And then one thing that really made me put a sour taste in my mouth is he kind of tried to act like it was Al Heyman's fault why he been out of the ring and why he, you know what I'm saying, drinking and doing all that other bullshit. He gonna talk about, well, if Al Heyman, you know, we'll see. If Al Heyman, you know what I'm saying, keep me in the ring, give me these fights and this, but maybe I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, be blowing up and waiting. Maybe I wouldn't be out drinking and this and that. You know, if he keep me busy. Nobody told you to stay out of boxing. You the one that said you wanted to go and sell dope. You the one that said you didn't want to fight no more unless they gave you a $10 million paydays from now on. You the one that said that you needed to take time off of boxing because you've been boxing ever since you was little. You the one that said all of this. So now you're going to get on national TV after you put on the shit performance and try to basically make an excuse and act like, oh, well, you know, I was rusty. If Al Heyman them had, you know, if they had kept me in the ring, nah, bro. And see, that just show you, man. Nobody around him holds him accountable. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, he's used to everybody telling him, yeah, you right, AB. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Just like his partner. On Instagram gonna post, and tag AB in the post telling him he wants 117 to 110. Bro, where? Where did you win once? Come on, man. And that just showed you, man, everybody around him don't hold him accountable. Because, you know, a lot of them dudes was eating off of him. For a long time, they was depending on AB. Mr. Munt in that super chat, he says he says my admiration for AB is not based off his fight game, but how he helped other fighters like Easter and Rashid Warren. Now, that's one thing I can say. As far as a person, with the people that's around him, that's why they, you know, and maybe that's why they don't like to criticize AB or keep it 100 with him. Because, you know, from what you can see is, man, he take care of his people, man. He a real one when it comes to that. That's in Mr. Munt. That's a good you know, that's good you did bring that up, man. That make a lot of sense, you know. It's good you did bring that up because, you know, he do take care of it, and he fed a lot of them dudes too.
I mean, don't forget about Gervonta Davis neither. He the one brought Tank to the. I ain't gonna say brought him to the game, but he one brought Tank to Floyd, and AB have plenty of fighters that looked up to him. Even Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney will tell you, you know, they like what AB was doing, but Shakur said he looked up to AB big time. You feel me? So that's why I think my dude Ray too looked up to him. So AB had his influence on the game.
Yeah, he did. One thing I do like about AB, you know what I'm saying? I gotta say, he did help a lot of the fighters that, you know, came up under him or came up with him. When he took off, he didn't leave them behind. You know what I'm saying? He helped them, and he didn't leave them behind when he took off. So that shout out to AB for doing that. But as far in the ring, he conned us. As far as in the ring, what he's done in his career, he conned us. But you know, it is what it is. Hans Twister says he's taking talent and ruined it with lack of commitment and blames everyone but himself for the position he's found himself in. Omega Red, what's good with it? TZ Franks, what's happening with it? Bruce Goals. Yeah, man. But anything else you want to say before we move on?
No, we can move on. We've been on ABS long enough. Yeah.
So that's and from now on, I'm not finna, you know, say nothing else about AB. I ain't finna. We said enough, man. We said enough. But I hope he just, you know, as far as AB, I hope he get his life straight. You know what I'm saying? I don't expect nothing from him in the ring from now on, but I hope he get his life straight. I hope he, you know, I hope he become a billionaire. Shit. PLG Scott says he says facts. He kept it real in life. He just got caught up in the image and it's got out of control, in my opinion. And that's on top of the Madonna. It's really sad. He says on top of that Madonna issue is really sad. Excuse me. Yeah. KG Alexander off in the building. What's happening with it? LK Tay says as far as in the ring, this fight he let his hands go a little more, picking defensive stands at the right time. Slowed improvement. He said he showed improvement, could have been a draw, but bigger, cleaner punches came from AB. Mike Ron says money, the wheel fell off the chain. He said the wheel fell off, the chain popped, and the seat won't stay up. It's done. It's over with. But so money. Let's talk about this. Let me
tell you, Ski. No, it's not, because all I gotta do is get some vice grips, tighten the wheel up, pull the back tire, make sure the chain tight enough so that bitch won't pop again. Get another pair pliers or whatever the fuck, and tighten that motherfucking seat up. You know what I mean? Tighten the handlebars up. You can always fix that motherfucker up. So it ain't never over with, champ. Not if you know how to fix on some shit.
Hey, you ain't letting it go. Hey, you gonna ride that bitch till the wheels fall off. That motherfucker got the car gonna have 560,000 miles on it money. Shit. I'm still gonna start it up. It don't matter if I gotta lift the motherfucking hood and click the wires together, get that bitch started every morning. Yeah, but man, let's talk about now I want to get on it, man. Let's talk about the double standard, right? When it comes to Errol Spence, right, and Terence Crawford. It's because I noticed that it's a double standard with diehard Crawford fanatics. With the Crawford fanatics, it's a double standard when it comes to Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Right? They don't hold them to the same, right? And the reason I say this is because I see everybody shitting on Errol Spence, right? I see everybody shitting on Errol Spence because he's going to fight Ugas for a third title. 3 titles on the line, right? Ugas has the WBA belt. So he's going to fight Ugas. So everybody, he cherry picking. Ugas and Errol Spence, he dunking the Crawford, this and that, right? And it's like, okay, I don't see why wouldn't he go fight Ugas for a third belt. But all right, bet. I'm here, I'm listening, right? And then when you talk about Terence Crawford fighting Pacquiao, that no longer has a belt, that's 42 years old, all he has is a fan base. That's it. That's all he has is a name and a fan base, right? But it's okay for Terence Crawford to fight Manny Pacquiao, right? And I don't have no problem with Terence Crawford fighting Manny Pacquiao. But how is it okay for Terence Crawford to go fight Manny Pacquiao, who has no belt, that's old as motherfucker, 42 years old, right? But it's not okay for Errol Spence to fight the younger Ugas that has a belt. That's going to get him one step closer to becoming undisputed. Why is that not okay? But Terence Crawford is okay for him to go and fight Manny Pacquiao that don't have no belt. Because, see, it made a whole bunch of sense once Manny Pacquiao had a belt, right? And then you were going to say, okay, that's undisputed then with Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Terence Crawford got 2 belts. Errol Spence got 2 belts. Make all the fucking sense in the world. It makes all the sense in the world. But now, Manny Pacquiao ain't got no belt. And then what did Bo Mack and all the Terence Crawford say? Well, Keith Thurman ain't got no belt. Sean Porter, he ain't got no belt. We don't want to fight him. So it was everybody, the reason they didn't want to fight him is because they didn't have no belt. Well, Manny Pacquiao ain't got no fucking belt. So why are y'all not keeping the same energy, right? And I understand what it is. But more so to the fans. How are y'all going to come out of your mouth and shit on Errol Spence, but then say it's okay on Terence Crawford's part? That's the shit that I don't understand. So it's a double standard. And you're not keeping the same energy. And everybody in the building that ain't hit the like button, y'all ain't keeping the same energy. Hit the like button one time. Hit the like button, man. For real. Right here. Hold on. Let me pull it up.
Shayna. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Sheena.
She said that you check it. Can you
did I check it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Hold on. Let me check it right now. I appreciate you, Sheena.
And then can you put that other comment back up too?
Hold on, money. Let me see. Scotty White in the Cash App and Sheena in the Cash App. I appreciate y'all. Much love. Appreciate y'all. And you said pull up the comment. What comment?
Shayna, the dude talking about Manny beat Thurman, who Spence is avoiding. Ugas then fight for that belt.
Okay. You said
Yeah.
Manny beat Thurman, who Spence is avoiding. Ugas didn't fight for that belt. First of all, what does that have to do with anything that I'm talking about? I'm not finna get off a subject because we cooking on something right now, and y'all need to answer for what I'm talking about right now. Right? We not finna deflect and go into all of that shit. Right? We talking about Manny Pacquiao, Terence Crawford, Ugas, and Errol Spence. We're not talking about nobody else right now. So we gonna stay on the subject. We not finna get you ain't finna get me in here arguing and deflecting. That's not what you gonna do.
Nah, but let me just say this though, kid. Then I'm gonna let you get back cooking. Yeah, I gotta get off the bullshit of talking about Earl is duck that man. Earl ain't duck no damn Thurman. We don't even know where Thurman at right now. And then for y'all to try to shit on Ugas, talking about Ugas and fight for the scrap. It ain't Ugas' fault. One thing we do know about Ugas is he'll fight any and every motherfucker, and he would have fought for the scrap. He was the WBA regular. He got updated to the fucking super. You can't get pissed off at that. Now, guess what? He's the WBA super champion, and Earl about to fight him for the WBA super title. Period. That's it. You don't like it? That's on you. Go ahead, Key.
Yeah, so I mean, I want somebody to make what I'm saying make sense. Why is that shit okay? Why is it okay for Terence Crawford to fight Pacquiao that don't have no belt? But it's wrong. And Errol Spence is a duck, and he doing all type of other shit. He this, and that because he fight Ugas to give him a third belt. Why? I don't understand. Because now Terence Crawford fighting Manny Pacquiao that has no belt. Really, what type of leverage does that give Terence Crawford? Because before, when Manny Pacquiao had a belt, you could say, okay, it's a big fight, right? The biggest fight for Terence Crawford, right? Big money fight for him, and he gets a belt, so it gives him leverage in the negotiations, right? It's gonna give him leverage with Errol Spence. Now, what type of leverage does it give him if he go out there and beat Manny Pacquiao? Which ain't gonna happen. Y'all, and you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different story, but we gonna stick to the subject. What type of leverage does he give him? When Errol Spence gonna have 3 belts and you still got 1 belt. You beat a 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao, which everybody gonna have you favorite. It ain't nobody that's gonna favorite Pacquiao over Terence Crawford. 7 years ago, they didn't favor Manny Pacquiao over Terence Crawford. So you think they're gonna have him favored over Terence Crawford now? So what leverage are you gonna gain? What leverage are you gonna gain? And then everybody talk about Manny Pacquiao like he just has a fucking huge fan base. His numbers are declining. Numbers don't lie. Manny Pacquiao, he still got a big fan base, but he not doing the numbers that he was back in the day. His numbers are declining. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all acting like he's Floyd Mayweather. It ain't that. His numbers are, so what leverage are you gaining? That's what I want to know. So
hey,
what's the double standard?
I'm saying, shout out to my brother Jay Chestnut in the building. James going down, though, bro.
You know what I'm talking
about? I miss your ass, Jay. When your ass coming back home, dude?
Yeah, let me get through some of these comments, and then maybe you could figure it out for me, because I'm having a hard time figuring it out. And let me get through some of these comments.
Go ahead, bro.
Mario Marshall said, I want Crawford to fight Spence. Everybody do. It ain't like we don't want that fight. Everybody want that fight. Anybody that don't want that fight a damn fool. Terence Crawford acted like he don't want the fight because he said it ain't gonna happen. But and that's a whole nother, man. That's a whole nother subject in itself. Cassandra Mason said, keep that same energy and hit that like button. Real talk. Yes, sir. That shit crazy, man. Yeah, and then people Spence avoiding Terence Crawford. I mean, avoiding Motherfucking Keith Thurman. Come on, bro. People don't believe that shit themselves. How you gonna avoid somebody that you was damn running down and begging to fight for years, but you avoiding them? Now all of a sudden you woke up and you scared of that same man. Y'all funny, man. That shit crazy, man. Ain't nobody and I'll drop a link. You know what I'm gonna do? For anybody that is gonna tell me, right, why this is okay for Terence Crawford, but it's not okay for Errol Spence, let me know in the comments and I'll drop you a link. Shit, let me see what Jay Chestnut said. He says, these same clowns talking about Ugas didn't fight for the super belt, but remember, Keith didn't fight to earn the super WBA either. He got upgraded after Floyd retired. Straight facts. But they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. You already know, Sheena. I can't say your name. I'm going to just say 007. He say Manny can beat all of Spence's opponents, right? Will Manny be the best welterweight on T-Buzz record? By far. We know that by far. KG say anyway, he says they can build some type of bullshit narrative on Spence to shit on him or downplay what he does. They will. He says they will. It's been this way for a few years now. He says it's getting old. Real talk. Real talk. Be that bitch in the building. Salute, Queen. Taco K says if EJ was fighting Pac, everyone will be. I lost it. Oh, here it is. He says, man, I lost that shit. Where'd it go? It jumped.
So EJ was fighting Pac, everyone will be praising him. But since Bud about to fight him, it's an issue. First of all, bro, look,
okay.
No problem with that.
Go ahead. And like I said, if anybody wants some smoke, jump on the panel. I'll drop you a link. Just tell me you want the link.
Look, nobody has a problem with Bud fighting Pacquiao, bro. We talking about the double standard that it's okay with Bud fighting Pacquiao, but it's not okay for Earl to fucking fight Ugas. Keon just said he don't have a problem with Bud fighting Pacquiao. None of us have a problem with Bud fighting Pacquiao. I wouldn't have had a problem if motherfucking Ryan Garcia fought Pacquiao if it was that fucking 140. You feel what I'm saying? All I'm saying is when you look at the situation, don't be pissed off.
Real quick, money. This link I'm dropping is for Will Bai's company. He from Omaha. I'm gonna drop in the link. I'm gonna drop you the link, and you come in the building. Go ahead, money.
Yeah. So with this motherfucker fighting for another fucking world title, of course we know Errol Spence wanted the Manny Pacquiao fight. I wouldn't have been pissed off if Earl would have got the Pacquiao fight when he had the WBA super title. You feel me? That we were saying he got the title. We try and get the title up off his ass. Pac's still a big name, but it still puts us one step closer to the undisputed fight, bro. Undisputed fight with Earl and fucking Bud, because there's nowhere else for neither one of them to go if somebody get the scrap off fucking Manny Pacquiao. You feel me? So don't come here making it like motherfuckers hating on Bud for fighting Pacquiao. This ain't what the fuck he's saying, dog. Y'all gotta listen. It's about motherfuckers hating on Errol Spence for fighting Ugas, but they okay with him fighting with Bud fighting Pacquiao. So now that he's fighting Pacquiao, what the fuck are we supposed to do? What the fuck are we supposed to do? You feel me? We supposed to just sit up there and just, oh, okay, so Bud fighting Pac, I just supposed to wait? I'm gonna sit around and wait. Don't fight nobody. Or you finna go fight for another fucking world title. You finna be 3 scraps shorty, and there's gonna be 1 scrap left to get to fucking undisputed. You feel me? And hopefully we get the fight that everybody want to fucking see. But y'all gotta start putting more respect on Errol Spence and quit all that bullshit. Oh, he's doing anything not to fight Bud. Oh, now he's gonna fight Ugas. Oh, he didn't say this about Bud. He didn't say that. But still, when we ask you motherfuckers why Bud ain't say yes, I accept the 60-40. I accept the 60-40 deal. Now what's up? All you motherfuckers got, well, why y'all keep talking about business? I mean, do y'all want to see the fight or what? Just leave that shit completely out the situation. Oh, it wasn't a contract sent. Where's the contract? Every motherfucker fight start with a verbal agreement. Every fight start with a verbal agreement. You feel me? So at the end of the day, man, y'all just gotta start listening to what motherfuckers say right? Listening and stop only hearing what y'all want to hear, dog. Because that's what goes on around this time. When it comes to Bud and Earl, I see now people hear what they want to hear, bro. People hear what they want to hear. So at the end of the day, come on with it. Let's hear y'all facts. Let's see y'all come here and talk these facts. Talk facts. We ain't gonna talk about, oh, you know what? Guess what? But Bud gonna knock him the fuck out when he get in the ring. Oh, you know what? He can't beat Bud. Hey, you know what? He can't. Now we gonna talk these facts on how we gonna get to the goddamn fight. Cause soon as we bring up the business side, why y'all pocket watching? They need to go behind the scenes and do that. Y'all must got every excuse in the book. But when we say, why y'all just can't say Bud except the 60-40, y'all go all around the world. I don't know why it's so hard for them to say that shit, Keith. It's so hard for them to say. But if we're asked, we'll be like, okay, who's been fighting the tougher competition? Okay, well, Earl has been fighting the tougher competition. Okay, who's the number one welterweight? Okay, Earl is the number one welterweight. Okay, so that means Earl is the A side because we know Bob ain't sending no offer, right? So if Bob not sending no offer and Earl sending the offer, then motherfuckers will come out and say, well, the A side is supposed to send the offer. Okay, when a man send the offer, how come the fucking A side don't deserve, right? The largest share of the motherfucking revenue. It's always been like that. You feel me? But I guess when it comes to Earl, Bud did way more than Errol Spence. Oh, he's a 3 division, this, that. But the shit ain't adding up to dollars and it ain't putting asses in the seats. And that's why Derek James said when he said Bud fans ain't buying his pay-per-views. And then they get pissed off. He hate no Bud. He hate. But then you got Bomac coming out here. Yeah, Errol Spence ain't shit but a drunk. He did see that talking all type of shit about Errol Spence. And you motherfuckers don't say shit about that. You see what I'm saying? And Bo know it's true because Bo started hating on Errol Spence way before Earl and Derek said anything negative about fucking Terence Crawford. You feel me? But it's a double standard, like he said, bro.
Yeah, and I see you ain't grabbed that link. Hey, Omaha, Will buys Comfort, Omaha, Nebraska, on the Charming Chucky. I know, man, you got a long ass name too, but I think that's your company name. But yeah, you ain't Will buy. You ain't. I see you ain't punch on that link. I see you ain't punched that link. You thought about that, didn't you? But see, and Will by he been swearing up and down that the next fight is Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford. It ain't gonna happen. I don't know why y'all keep that. It's not gonna happen.
Right. Until that motherfucker sign on the dotted line, it ain't what it is.
Oh, here you go. Here you go.
Bring him in.
Here you go. What's happening with it?
What's up, man? Blessings, y'all.
What's happening? Blessings to you, man. So what you now I'm gonna ask you again, because in the boxing groups on YouTube everywhere, right? Errol Spence has been getting shit on, right? He's been getting shit on because he's fighting Ugas. So they calling him a duck. They calling him a cherry pick, right? And all of that. But Ugas has a belt. Ugas has a belt, and that'll make Errol Spence, if he beat Ugas, he'll have 3 belts, right? Giving him more leverage.
Ugas got the Intercontinental Champion.
Hold on. He has the real belt now, right? Giving him more leverage. Let me finish. Giving him more leverage in the Terence Crawford fight, right? Now, but they shitting on him. That's not okay. It's not okay for him to go fight Ugas, right? But it's okay for Terence Crawford to go and fight Manny Pacquiao that has no belt. He's 42 plus years old, right?
Hold on.
But that's okay.
Did you hear about them trying to reinstate Pacquiao for that for his belt back?
No.
Let's talk, but it ain't going down. It ain't happening. I see they're trying to reinstate, but I don't see nothing really moving on that.
All right, cool. So check this out. So whether he fighting him for a belt or not, or what if he would have picked Spence? Spence would never been fighting for a belt, so what do it matter? I mean, it's still good on their resume, right? Correct?
It's not the point that he's fighting Manny Pacquiao, bro. Once again, we're not pissed off at Bud fighting Manny Pacquiao.
I don't have a problem with it. We talk about the double standard.
Yeah, the people that's pissed off at Earl for fighting Ugas.
If Ugas is holding the belt, he's supposed to be fighting Ugas.
Exactly.
And over there in the PBC, that's an easy fight to make. Why? Who's upset about that?
Oh man, Earl getting shitted on left and right.
Yeah. No, that's a good fight.
But see, that's the reason why that was my whole point. I'm not arguing with you. I'm talking to the people, right? I was telling people that because you got a lot of people, right, that's shitting on Errol Spence for fighting Ugas. So it's a double standard. So that my whole thing is like, I want somebody to explain to me why is it a double standard? Why are they shitting on Spence for fighting Ugas, but it's okay for Terence Crawford to fight Manny Pacquiao that has no belt? Now, me personally, I understand. I don't have no problem with Terence Crawford fighting Manny Pacquiao. That's a fight he been wanting for damn near 7 years now. I ain't got no problem with it. But
so I asked to drop the link, which I hope both of these fights happen. But after both of these fights happen, can we quit with the 60-40 talk? That's what I'm trying to figure
how
out.
is okay? Well, let me ask you this. Like I said earlier, right? If Manny Pacquiao in Terence Crawford fights, and Terence Crawford beats Manny Pacquiao, right?
Knock him out. He's gonna knock him out. He's going to sleep.
Okay, he still only got one belt, right? And then Errol Spence goes and beats Ugas. Now he got 3 belts. How is Terence Crawford gaining leverage in that fight? How are you changing from the 60-40?
Because that one fight right there is better than anybody else's name on Spence's resume. Now Crawford has a name. So that name is Manny Pacquiao. So it don't matter if he has
watch this.
Errol Spence got plenty of names on his resume.
No. Watch this, Key. Okay, so guess what? Manny Pacquiao was on Jeff Horn's resume, right? And that won a 50-50 fight.
Man, that's because he did a 3-fight deal with Bob Arum.
No. You said because he's on the resume. You said because he's on the resume. Okay, but he was.
I mean, he got the fight though. Jeff Horn was the fight.
Yeah. So
look, man. Hold on. I ain't trying to argue with y'all about that, but I'm about to tell y'all what happened with that. Manny Pacquiao dug Bud Crawford in 2017. This fight is old.
I'm not gonna deny that.
He dug.
I ain't gonna say
what happened was.
Wait a minute. Let's say this.
They threw Horn in there. They threw Horn in there. Made Manny drop the belt. Manny dropped the belt because Manny already knew Bud was next regardless. He knew Bud was moving up to 147.
So when you say made Manny
drop the belt, deal shit with Horn. They let him fight some bum, and then he went and got his ass whooped once Bud. I think Bud broke his arm or something. Once his arm healed up, he went over there and took his belt. That's what was about to happen any damn way. He was saving. I don't know why he didn't really save Manny. He just didn't want to pay Manny. He owed Manny money. So now he's going to pay him basically to make Bud the fucking pay-per-view star. And that's why Bud is getting the fight right now. He's getting the fight right now.
That fight ain't going to happen,
so
dog.
You can stop the 60-40 shit. When it's time to go back up the Bud,
if he get the Pacquiao fight, and if he's successful, right? All right, if he's successful,
knock him out. Everybody gonna talk about it.
That's what's going to keep it a 60-40 deal. Because if Earl got 3 scraps to coming to the table, because you got to think about it, bro. You got to think about it. If he go fight Manny Pacquiao, that's going to be the first name that he fought. That's going to help him.
Wait a minute. Let me finish,
bro.
That's a
if he go fight Manny Pacquiao,
Crawford had the 3.
Bro, if he go fight Manny Pacquiao and he beat Manny Pacquiao, that's going to be the biggest name on his resume to help him elevate his name to that where it's going to be at, right?
All right, look.
So now when he comes, wait a minute, bro. Let me finish, bro. Errol Spence, let me finish, bro. Hold on, bro. Now Errol Spence is going to, bro. Let me finish, bro.
Hold on.
Now that Errol Spence,
we got Taco K. Hey, we got Taco K in the building. Money. He wants to smoke too.
Bring him on. Now that we got Errol Spence going to fight Ugas on pay-per-view, because he's going to be on pay-per-view as well, and he's capturing the 3rd title, right? And he's capturing the 3rd title. You can't sit up here and say a motherfucker that's sitting at the welterweight division, sitting down with 3 scraps, and this man got 1 scrap, and you telling me it's still a 50-50 fight. Cut that shit out, bro.
So
y'all gotta start keeping it real, dog. Y'all gotta start keeping it real.
So if he appeal his case and he get that belt back, then what y'all gonna say?
You say somebody appealing a case, bro.
I'm talking about getting his belt back.
That's probably not going back to Manny Pacquiao, dog.
We talking about so if he get the belt back and Crawford and Pacquiao fight for 2 belts, then what y'all gonna say? Is it 50-50 then?
He's not getting the
He's
scrap.
talking about a whole bunch of butt. That's make believe shit.
Hey,
Let's talk about what's
okay.
happening right now. Who got the belts right now? That shit make believe.
Hey, send a 60-40 tweet on YouTube is make believe too. You could say that could be on talk too.
Exactly.
What you say?
Tweeting out 60-40 in my favor could be the same thing. You could say.
Well, that's why we told y'all to say, Bud, accept the 40 shit to call a bluff. Then that's how we can figure out.
No. Look. Let me tell y'all about, because a lot of people don't know my stance. A lot of people don't know my stance. I don't want nobody to think that I'm a bluff hugger, though. Or I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. But I just want to take my case, a little case for it, because I say he should take the 60-40. I would say he should call his fucking bluff and just do the shit. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I still respect his stance, though. You feel what I'm saying? But I just want to let that off real quick, and you go ahead, bro. I just want to let everybody know that, so it ain't like I'm just like one of those. He shouldn't take the 60-40. He should take that and just beat his ass. And that's why I said if he just accepts it, he got it on his butt. If he accepts it, right now we gotta look at Errol Spence and say, guess what, boy? He said he accepted the 60. It ain't shit that you can say now.
Then we on Errol Spence's ass.
Your ass. Okay, you said accept the 60-40. Now what's up? That was your offer. 60-40.
I think Errol Spence is pricing himself out. And that's just what I think.
Let me say this now.
60-40 shit.
Cut it out. Yeah, that's the way. That's the way for y'all to shit on Errol Spence and the hate, bro. That's it.
I ain't trying to shit on. I'll buy his pay-per-views.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you buy the pay-per-views.
I stay in Dallas. I love Errol. I love boxing. I just think that Buddy's gonna whoop his ass.
It's crazy. Okay, I don't got a problem with that.
But check this out. Let me say this right now. Your whole thing is if Manny Pacquiao goes and fights, if Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford fight happen, right? Now he got Manny Pacquiao on his resume, right?
Right.
Well, that's a pay-per-view fight, right?
Correct.
Right. What if, since we want to do what ifs, Errol Spence
ain't a fight. It's a good
hold
fight.
on. What if Errol Spence and Ugas do bigger numbers than Pacquiao and Crawford?
That's not.
Hey, that won't happen.
That's not.
Hey, I'm a.
You know that won't happen.
I think they do great numbers. Though.
That will not happen.
I love
it. Because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it. A lot of people ain't gonna buy that Ugas fight. It's gonna be people that just love Spence, bro, and some boxing fans, bro. Casual fans is not gonna buy that fight.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question, right? Let me ask you a question. And keep it 100. Keep it 100, right? If you don't have no way to stream the fight, and you have to buy, are you just not gonna watch it?
I'll wait till a couple of free TV, bro. That Ugas is fifth fight.
I'm
not buying it, bro. Hey, nah, bro, because it's just like a lot of people like for example, my boy BFTB, he didn't buy when Bud fought Khan. Like, you don't gotta buy every fight. It's just that, bro, I got money to buy it, but I just not gonna support no trash and shit.
Listen, I'm gonna say this, Key. I don't let.
I did too. But Ugas and Spence, that's a waste of time to me, though, bro. Like, real shit.
Hold on, Taco. I'm gonna say this, bro, because I don't let other people persuade my judgment on what I'm gonna do for a fight or what I'm gonna do for the fight game. I buy every fucking fight. I don't give a fuck who it is, bro. So when I look at the situation, right, and you say just like Beer to be things of that nature, you just can't say people are not gonna buy Spence and Ugas. You feel me? Not saying that's gonna do better than Bud.
That's just my opinion.
Hold on, let me finish, bro. You never know if people gonna buy Spence and Ugas over Bud and Pac. You know what I'm saying? Most people probably think that it's more competitive, Spencer Ugas. Who knows what the situation is? You never know. We all know.
Let me ask you a question.
Let me finish talking. We all know that Pac-Man still has his fan base out there. That's a fact, right? But we still have to wait and see. We got to wait and see how that shit plays out for both of them. I want both of the pay-per-views to do well, because I want Earl and Bud. I want both of them to get paid handsomely, bro.
Let me ask y'all a question real quick. I want to ask y'all a question. Let me take it. I want to say a statement, and I want to ask y'all a question.
Let me finish. You can ask your question. Now that even if they both go there and they both do good numbers on pay-per-view, you can't sit up here and say a motherfucker that's right there that's on pay-per-view as well with 3 fucking scraps, bro. He got 3 titles, because we talking about just that 147. And just because Bud beat fucking Manny Pacquiao, that it's a 50-50 fight, bro. You can't sit up there and say that shit. Because if it was the other way around, and if Bud had 3 fucking titles, and Errol Spence just beat Manny Pacquiao with just the IBF title, ain't no way in hell y'all motherfuckers gonna say, oh, Bud should be giving Earl 50-50. Y'all know damn well y'all ain't gonna be saying that shit, bro.
I would.
Hey, but look though. Let me tell you this though too though. Like Spence pay-per-view so far, what everybody been saying he's around 300,000, 305, 3.5, maybe a little bit. He right there in the threes, right? So if Pacquiao and Bud do around 400, even if they do 400,000, 450,000, he could make a case because then that's what everybody making a case off of pay-per-view numbers. You know what I'm saying? So he could come to the table. He could come to the table and be like, okay, you got most of the belts, but look, y'all was making y'all facts on pay-per-view numbers. So now we did a pay-per-view with a credible opponent, and we did 400, 500,000. Y'all only did 2 or 3 what you normally be doing all the time. You see what I mean? So
okay,
like,
so
why the case because it's consistently in the three. It's consistently.
Yeah, but when you add that 400 with what it come down to 250, right? When you add that 400 to the 250 that he done with Khan and Victor Postal, then it's still not gonna match up to what Errol Spence did after he come off pay-per-view with Ugas.
It ain't about what you did last.
Gonna be up on. Yeah, but it's still we talking about
because if that's the case. But look though, if that's the case, Floyd would be the Cal King right now. Floyd would be the Cal King right now because Floyd got that after he got De La Hoya.
What have you done at 147? We talking about 147 pounds, bro. 147 pounds, bro. That's what we're talking about. Yo, what the fuck have you done at 147 to put you in the position that you in right now? That's what
he stopped.
You gotta put everything.
He stopped everybody. He stopped everybody.
So stopping everybody, is that putting asses in the seats? Is that putting?
Hey, look.
It's okay. So check this out. He stopped Jeff Horn, right? He stopped Jeff Horn.
Wasn't he supposed to? That was his first fight at 147.
Okay. So now, why did if you talking about he stopped everybody, right? So when you look at the resume, that resume don't compare to Errol Spence's resume at 147.
They was undefeated fighters.
Now, when you look at that situation, right? Okay, that was undefeated fighters. So why would
he beat this one guy?
If you gonna say they was undefeated fighters, cool.
Man,
look, you gonna say they was undefeated fighters. So okay, Earl, look, why wasn't they on paper? You talk about undefeated fighters. Why wasn't they on pay-per-view then if it was so big of a fight?
Bob make his money off of
I don't want to hear that, bro. Why wasn't they on pay-per-view if they was undefeated fighters, bro? So don't make it like David Benavidez.
Everybody can see you. It's for free. Get more.
Don't make it like David Benavidez and Jeff Horn was just so big a fucking star.
Don't you know, like I know, whether they fight for 3 belts or not. The Spence fight.
And why are you using those potatoes?
Hey, mute, my boy. Knockout. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I would buy the Spence and Ugas fight because I'm a boxing fan. But Spence and Ugas is not a pay-per-view fight. That's a Showtime all day fight. Do you know what I mean? That's like a pre-game fight for the fans who ain't really fans or the casual fans on Fox, so they can see this man win 3 titles. So he could possibly get the upper hand when he fight Crawford. Like, that's not a pay-per-view. You don't supposed to force that fight on a pay-per-view.
Hold on, dog. It's not possibly get the upper hand.
Errol Spence is a pay-per-view fighter now, bro.
You can't possibly get the upper hand. So you trying to tell me that he don't have the upper hand now? Huh?
Until Bud knock out
Pacquiao. No, we talking about right now.
Right now he does. But
right now he does.
Soon as he get the fight with Manny, it will be 50-50.
It's a 50.
So y'all. Oh, but look though. Let me ask y'all this.
It don't matter.
So y'all saying? So wait. So are we saying?
I wouldn't be saying that.
So are we saying that? Okay, if Bud was to say yes, look. If Bud was to say yes to the 60-40, then we are saying that Spence for sure finna send him something over so he can sign it. Is that what we saying? Is that what's gonna make the fight? Really though.
Yes.
Do we really think that though? If Bud was to say yes, do we really think that they gonna send him a contract 60-40 contract?
If Bud was to accept the 60-40, right? Now that both of these dudes, both of these dudes should have a fight because Y'all keep talking about he go fight Pacquiao. So if he fight Pacquiao and Errol go fight Ugas and get the last strap off Ugas, it's only one fucking fight left to be made.
Al don't like paying other fighters big money. Al don't like paying other fighters big money, bro.
Man, what you mean?
Al don't like paying big money fighters, bro.
Come on, man, say that about
what big contract, bro? What big contract PBC? Look, I'm gonna ask you, what big contract PBC sent out for they championship fighter to fight somebody?
What big contracts have Bob Hearn?
Manny over there, and he ain't even sent Spence to 10.
Everybody's Charlo, all them niggas at A side. Who they sending contracts out to, bro?
Manny earned the right to fight whom he want to fight, bro. He earned the right to fight whom he want to fight,
bro. Y'all gotta keep it real, bro. He ain't paying other fighters other networks, bro. He keeping that shit in house, bro. He ain't doing all he can to make the fight. He ain't to make the money, bro.
Hearn came out his own mouth and just said he don't even want to pay Sean Porter over fucking $1 million to fight.
So what, bro? We talking about Crawford and Pacquiao. We talking about $10 million real quick.
They say he turned down $2 million.
And he
turned down $2 million with incentives now. So he turned down $2. So what about that?
Can I ask y'all some questions? Can I ask y'all a couple of questions, please? I got a question. Who the hell gonna play Manny Pacquiao $40 million?
Man, that's coming.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know.
I really believe it. So Manny Pacquiao wouldn't fight Terence Crawford when he was in his 30s and more in his prime, and now he's finna fight him in his 40s. And then if that fight does happen, if it goes to pay-per-view, hold on, bro. Bro, you've been on here talking the whole time. Let me finish, and then you can cook all you want to. So y'all are telling me that number one, that fight has a chance of happening. Hell no. Then number two, if the fight does happen and it goes to pay-per-view, y'all are somehow saying that gives Terence Crawford more leverage. But wouldn't that fight be going to pay-per-view because of Manny Pacquiao's popularity and not Terence Crawford? So how does that help Terence Crawford?
Man, still what's your last fight, man? You add something to that too. You add some of that to that value too.
If that fight happens, bro, who is carrying that pay-per-view? Is Manny Pacquiao carrying that pay-per-view, or is Terence Crawford carrying that pay-per-view?
Shit, you can say the same thing before they don't win. Shit, if they're both of them niggas.
No. Answer the question.
I didn't answer that. I asked you a different question. I repeat it for you so you can understand it. Who's carrying that pay-per-view? Is Manny Pacquiao carrying that pay-per-view, or
Manny carrying it, Bud leaving it with the torch?
Bud leaving it with the torch, and that's supposed to how I go. Ain't that how I go?
Yeah, no doubt. All right,
but my point is, bro. How does that help him with Errol Spence when Errol Spence is the one that carries all his pay-per-views, bro? Like I want the fight to happen. You gotta be realistic to understand business at the end of the day, bro.
Get the biggest payday that they ever got. Is helping it because we finally getting a fight that the fans really want to see. So why price yourself out with the 60-40 when it's 50?
But bro, it's not a price out. In fact, I would argue that it's extremely generous, bro. It's extremely generous. It's extremely generous.
40 is good, bro.
Let me say this to y'all, bro. Let me say this to you, Taco. Let me say this to Taco in Omaha. Y'all keep talking about this a price out, but Errol Spence just went on pay-per-view back to back.
I didn't say it's a price out. I didn't say it was a price out.
All right, Taco, you did say 60-40 was acceptable. I will give you that.
60-40 is a good offer.
My man Omaha say that it's a price out, but Errol Spence went on, and you say, oh, well, Errol Spence and Ugas is not a pay-per-view fight. You got to understand, Errol Spence is a pay-per-view fighter now, bro. He's a pay-per-view fighter now, and him and Ugas
but that don't mean that we supposed to go buy his fight.
Let me finish. You got to quit cutting me, bro. Him and Ugas will do good numbers on pay-per-view, in my opinion. I'm just saying, in my opinion, on the simple factor because of how they go build the fight. And the fight is for 3 scraps, bro. It's a fucking unification for 3 scraps, bro. Who don't want to fucking see a fight for 3 scraps? I can say, well, Ugas haven't did this, but Ugas is on record arguably beating fucking Sean Porter. You know what I mean? And that's a top 5 welterweight. He didn't get the nod. I thought Porter won myself. But there's a lot of people that like how Ugas is getting down at 147. Who's handling his own. He's showing, and he's top 6, top 7. He's a top fucking welterweight. So when you look at the situation, bro, we look at the situation, how they go, it's all about how you market and promote the fight. I feel like it's a pay-per-view fight. I feel like it could go on pay-per-view. Would I rather have it on regular TV? Who would? Who wouldn't want to say some dollars? But that don't take away saying that it's not going to sell, bro. You got to wait to see what the numbers look like. You feel me? Because in Dallas, if that bitch happened in Dallas, And as we see, Errol Spence is turning Dallas into one of the megas of boxing when it comes to him fighting in Dallas in that Cowboy Stadium. You don't know how this shit gonna play out, bro. You already seen the gate. So I look at the situation like this, bro. Ugas and Earl is worth pay-per-view. Bud and Manny is worth pay-per-view. Yes, I'm giving Bud credit for fighting Manny on pay-per-view because Bud's still going into it. It's his pay-per-view. As much as Manny carrying the pay-per-view, it's still Bud pay-per-view as well. And then gonna be the best numbers that he's done on his 3 pay-per-views when Earl did 4. So that means Earl 4 pay-per-view still gonna have a higher leverage over Bud 3 pay-per-views. And if we can really say Bud 2 pay-per-views at 147, so we talking about what's going on at 147 pounds. That's all that matters right now, bro. You feel me? And you got to say that 60-40 is a price out.
Matter right now, bro. Payday.
Let me add this real quick. I want to give y'all something else to think about, bro. What's the best gate numbers that Terence Crawford has ever done? Because that matters too. When you go into the negotiation table, they're looking at everything in the world that you have done to generate revenue for a fight. Let's not forget about the live gate numbers and how much more he sold in tickets of people coming to his fight than Terence Bud Crawford as well, bro. Like, all that shit matters, bro. You can't act like that shit don't matter. So and then you add all that up, and then you could potentially be coming with 3 belts to Terence Crawford 1. I don't even see how you could logically argue that it's a 50-50 fight, bro. That escapes all logic to me, bro. I don't understand it. Like, make that shit make sense to me, bro.
Man, first of all, Manny is getting stripped because he haven't fought. He's fighting the champion, whether the man got the belt or not. He's fighting the damn champion. He ain't fought nobody else, and he's about to fight one of the top dudes. So it don't matter if it was Errol Spence.
He ain't got no title. No, you can't do that. He ain't got no title, chap. Now,
Manny got his name. I didn't even mention Manny Pacquiao, homie. I didn't say anything about Manny Pacquiao with what I just said. I'll say it again real quick. I said, bro, you have to consider their live gate numbers. You have to consider the fact who would have more titles. You have to consider the fact who has been on pay-per-view consistently, who can be on pay-per-view with whoever they fight, versus you need someone to help them carry a pay-per-view, bro. All that shit matters, bro.
But Terence has packed houses. He always has packed houses.
Where in his home town.
But look though. Look at this though. Look at this aspect too though. Once if Terence Crawford does fight Pacquiao, right? He fight Pacquiao. Then he go on to fight Shawn Porter. If he beats Pacquiao, then Shawn Porter, you could arguably say that he got a better resume than Spence at that point. And then if you go, say if you go into a fight, if you go into a fight with Keith Thurman, if you go into a fight with Keith Thurman next after that.
Who's gonna have all these fights, bro?
Who's gonna have an argument to make?
Hold on, y'all. Since y'all keep talking about this Pacquiao shit, right? Chuck,
I don't know if that shit gonna happen.
Hold on, Chuck. No, I'm talking to Chuck.
I'm right.
I got 500 right now. While everybody watching, I got 500. That fight don't happen. I got 500. I got 500 on it right now with you that he don't fight Pacquiao next.
Man, that ain't what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna bet if they do fight.
What's happening?
I bet you ain't taking Pacquiao.
Hey, no. What's up? Hold on, so you can see me. I got 500. That fight don't happen. Since y'all keep coming in here talking about this Pacquiao, this and I got 500. The fight don't happen.
Man,
what's up?
It's just we don't know for sure.
No, but you in the comments talking about the fight was gonna happen next. You told everybody that's what. You need me to go through your comments again?
That's the fight everybody.
You guaranteed that was the fight that was going to happen next. So now I'm telling you, I got 500. It don't happen next. What's up?
No.
That boy don't want to lose that fight.
Shit, I don't know for sure. So I can't guarantee it all the way.
So with that being said, because I'll let y'all talk. With that being said, right? When that fight don't happen, what's next? What's next for Terence Crawford? What's next?
Porter. They're gonna have to make that deal.
So if he beats Porter and then EJ go and beat Ugas, right? It's 70-30. After it's 70-30 a crazy.
That's still a good deal. That's still a good deal.
I think
by that time we'll have to see who promoting Terence Crawford too, because he probably will have one more fight left, maybe 2.
That's good.
So then we'll have to see what he's gonna do. Like so, it's a lot of shit going into. It's a lot of shit going into it because then it's like, okay, if he get the big fight with Manny Pacquiao, do that extend his contract?
Taco, let me ask you this, bro, because I done chopped it up with you a couple times. Shit. What about would you be pissed off if Terence Crawford signed back with Bob Arum, bro?
Bro, it'll have to be some. The only way I wouldn't be mad, it'll have to be some shit in the contract, like just like how I said. If he wasn't have to take a big, like if he get a big fight, then if it extend his contract, that's like nothing that I can say about it. But if he like nigga, oh, I'm gonna sign with this nigga again, hell yeah, I'll be pissed, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
And you think that a motherfucker gonna give you $10 million and give you your biggest fight and not let you not no extra stuff on there?
I mean, because he has to pay. You keep talking about that 10 million for. You keep talking about that 10 million for a Manny Pacquiao fight, bro. That shit is not happening, bro.
I don't know.
Manny Pacquiao does not want.
I don't believe none of that shit, bro. I don't believe that. I don't believe that Manny strip. I don't believe that Manny strip. I don't believe none of that shit until that shit actual happen. I don't believe that. I don't even know if Errol Spence gonna fight Ugas. I don't even know if that shit gonna happen. Ain't no promotion happen with that. Last time I heard, Fox and shit was funking, and they had their own little problems with Fox. So I don't know, like, it's hella shit going on right now, bro. Like,
yeah, I feel you, bro. Like, I feel you on that. The whole waiting on the shit to be trying to still deliver.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even niggas strip, okay? Because
I look at it like this.
If Al Heyman, my manager, nigga, if I'm Spence, I'm like, nigga, make that fight right now, nigga. Like, nigga. ASAP, like, you feel me? I don't like what is a hold up? It gotta be something more, bro. Like, it's hella more that we don't know that's going on, bro.
If you had to put your money on it, I trust Errol Spence Ugas 100,000 times more than I trust Manny Pacquiao and Terence Crawford. And to me, for y'all, just so y'all know I'm keeping it real, to me, that's a credit to Terence Crawford, bro. Manny Pacquiao don't want that kind of smoke. He do not want that kind of smoke. Terence Crawford will beat the shit out of him if they fought, bro. Manny Pacquiao is not fighting him, bro. Like, if he wouldn't fight him in his 30s, when he was faster, when he was stronger, when he had more shit going for him, bro, he's not fighting him right now. That's why he's asking for 40 million, bro. There isn't a promoter that's gonna pay for that fight, bro. Nobody's paying 40 million to Manny Pacquiao, bro, for this fight. So what's next? Like you said, hopefully Sean Porter. But you know, y'all gotta stop making arguments like he about to get this fight, bro, and that's gonna somehow give him leverage against Errol Spence, bro, because that shit is a pipe dream. That shit ain't happening, bro. It's not happening.
He's gonna get that fight when Adrien Broner let his hands go. When AB let his hands go is when Terence Crawford gonna get that Manny Pacquiao fight. Hold your breath.
Hey, you know, AB ain't gonna never let his hands go.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers been talking about Pacquiao and Crawford getting the Pacquiao fight since what, 2014. This shit ain't gonna happen.
That's why I ain't believing none of that shit, bro. I don't believe in none of this shit until what happened, bro. Because next thing you know, nigga, somebody ended up gonna having a mandatory or something that come out the cut somewhere, like, oh, you got a mandatory now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like janky shit, bro.
Man, Pacquiao, see, this is just like Mikey Garcia said. Manny Pacquiao is looking for big payday with low resistance. He's looking for the easiest fight that's gonna give him the biggest payday. Terence Crawford is not an easy fight. He knows, everybody around him know that Terence Crawford gonna beat the shit out of Manny Pacquiao. That's the
most money he could probably make, though. I think probably, huh? Do you think that's the most money he can make with the fighter? That's what he's thinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who gonna take more than like less than 10? Like, you feel me? Like everybody else probably. Do you think that's the factor too? Because if you like, I'm gonna take 40, you gonna take 10. Like it's Spence.
Anybody would.
Is Mikey Garcia 115? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so is anybody doing it less?
It's not even that. It's that he's asking, right? He picking and choosing. So he's like, okay, if I fight Terence Crawford, I need 40 mil, right? If I fight Terence Crawford, right, I need 40 mil. If I fight Mikey Garcia, he ain't gonna ask for no 40 mil to fight Mikey Garcia. They was already in negotiations. You didn't hear nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? He's ducking Terence Crawford. He don't want to fight Terence Crawford. And the same thing that I told Errol Spence. He wasn't gonna fight Errol Spence. He didn't want to fight Errol Spence. He was gonna do the same thing with Errol Spence.
I want to see if that 40 million is true or not. Like, is it anywhere where people really seen Manny Pacquiao say he wants 40 million?
Well, Bob Arum talked about it. I watched Fred had Bob Arum on the show, and they was talking about how, so Bob Arum was saying that, basically he said it was true. And he was like, yeah, well, we got a side feed. We got to see a few people. We got a side feed over there. So Bob Arum trying to act like, hold on, let me finish. Bob Arum trying to act like that they are going to pay Manny Pacquiao the 40 mil, right? And Crawford is going to get 10 mil, right? Now, the question was asked for Bob Arum, well, why wouldn't Bud accept 60-40 with Errol Spence? Because wouldn't 60-40 be more than 10 mil that he going to make with Manny Pacquiao? And them motherfuckers going to lie and say no, it wouldn't.
I almost think that it's like this, bro. Like, to me, bro. Like, how he looking at it.
Let me finish real quick. Let me finish. I'm going to let you go. So Bob Arum lied and said that 10 mil, right? The 10 mil flat fee is going to be more money than him getting 60-40 with Errol Spence, right? And then he goes on, right? And this is right before he said that Errol Spence is ducking, right? Then he goes on and he talks about the reason it's going to be more money 10 mil flat is because they don't have pay-per-view. They need pay-per-view. They need the fans to be in the stadium. They need closed circuit to be in the movie theater. They need all this, and that, right? He telling you that the Terence Crawford and Errol Spence fight is not big right now because they need all of this closed circuit and fans to be in the stadium, right? And I'm like, well, you just said that you just said a couple minutes ago that Errol Spence was ducking Bud. So make that shit make sense. Now you telling me the fight ain't big right now because the fans ain't in attendance and you can't do closed circuit and all of that. So Bobby lying. Everybody knows that if everything goes to normal, right? If everything goes to normal, 60-40 with Errol Spence is much more than a $10 million motherfucking flat fee. Come on, bro. Right. Everybody know that shit.
Right. Bob Arum is saying, I think Bob Arum was kind of like saying, as far as his pockets too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think he was necessarily speaking on Terence Crawford, bro. Sometimes you got to be listening. Like, I'm like listening to him. Like, I was listening to him on the barbershop too, bro. Like, I think he's saying like he gonna make more money on that fight. Right. I would believe more than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford probably just taking a 10. Right. You see what I'm saying? So, but I think Terence Crawford like looking into Errol Spence like this. I think if Errol Spence probably would have, I think he feels like he accomplished more. And I just kind of like think that if they would have maybe. Like if Errol Spence would have never said that 60-40 on the internet, I think they could have like sat down and talked about it like before that shit happened. I think that shit probably could have happened. But I feel like he the OG. This a little young nigga, you feel me? He ain't hardly accomplished yet. Yeah, he beat some fighters, but he ain't accomplished much yet. But he ain't finna just, you feel me? Just try to just, you know what I mean? Pump me or, you know what I mean? You know how ego problem. I think it's. And then I think it really is the ego thing. And I think that my wife at work and shit. I think that and it's the, like the new media as you guys are. So it's like, you know what I mean? That's a lot of pressure and publicity. Everybody hit him up saying what this person said. Oh, you gotta take 60-40, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. A lot of times when you hear people saying you gotta do something, you know what I'm saying? Some people just like
but with that being said, Taco, it don't matter what motherfuckers say when the facts are the facts. And you gonna let motherfuckers pressure you out of making the biggest check of your fucking career. And not only that, arguably beating this nigga and still becoming even bigger in the boxing game and get another bigger motherfucking check. Come on, bro. You gotta be more mentally stronger than that. And I understand what you're saying. I feel the same way you're saying, like
he probably not a promoter, bro. I don't think he can't handle his business. He can't. He actually needs a real promoter, bro. Like, you feel me? He can't do his own business, bro. He needs a promoter that can promote him, and then the promoter come to him and talk to him. Like, you know what I'm saying? He ain't that type, bro. Like, that's how I look at him. But that's why I like him too, though. But that's his downfall, though. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to admit that shit, bro. Like, we all got our our downfall. That's his downfall, his pride, bro. He just don't want to just come to the facts of what everybody wants. But I think that if they was to talk, I think that if they was to talk outside of the internet, like I think they could talk and come to something, bro. Like if they really wanted to make the fight, I think that if they was to come to like come and meet up, like you feel me, and do some Zoom or some shit now or whatever because of COVID or whatever. Like I think that they could work some shit out. But I don't think that this shit can happen on the internet like Devin Haney and Gary Russell type shit. Like
they got each other numbers, they talk to each other. You know,
right.
They just ain't about to talk about that business until it's time. And it might not be time right now.
And then Earl did say he didn't know why he came to his fight. Earl did say that. Like,
okay,
I don't know
well,
why he talking about, you know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Earl did say that first.
That's after Bud came out.
So he gonna take the cat.
That's after Bud came out saying, I don't need Errol Spence. I don't need him. He haven't did this. He haven't done shit in boxing his little career. That's after he came out and said all the shit that he said, right? And it's like you said, Bud got ego. Earl got a little ego too, like, man. You feel me? So when he come out and say that shit, that's why he came out. I was like, okay, you're saying you don't need me. Well, keep that same energy. Why would you come to my fight? Because if I said I don't need, if I say fuck you, Taco, I don't need no goddamn Taco. My career gonna be what my career gonna be. Shit, what? Shit, Taco ain't no goddamn body. But then I turn around and I pop up at Taco fight. What the fuck you doing here after you said all that shit? Why you sending your ass out there? You feel me? But either with that shit being said, man, the facts are the facts, bro. And that's why I say we gotta start keeping shit real because we looking at the game and we know if we take if we take Errol Spence's name away, we take Terence Crawford name away, and you replace that shit with fucking Keith Thurman and Sean Porter, right? And let's just say you replace Keith Thurman as Errol Spence, you replace Sean Porter as Terence Bud Crawford. Everybody just say that fucking Keith Thurman deserves 60-40 over fucking Sean Porter, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It's just because of the names and people fuck with Bud so heavy. And I fuck with Bud. I don't have no problems with Bud. A big fucking fan of Bud. Go back all his pay-per-views. But in this case, Bud ain't working no 50-50 in this fight, bro. In my opinion. You feel me? Let me say my opinion so people won't say, oh, well, this and that. When we just looking at shit and how the shit adding up, bro. And if the shoe was on the other foot, if Bud had on his way to get 3 scraps, and he was coming off 3 fucking pay-per-views, and Earl just had the IBF, and he sitting his ass up every time about, I ain't fighting Bud unless I get 50-50. Negro, are you crazy? Fool, you ain't working no 50-50. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be on this ass just like I'm talking about Bud, bro. So that's just how the game go, dog.
Real shit. And I just want to say, and that's how I feel. But I just think, I really just kind of think it's both sides, bro. I think that they could come to it. I think that they could meet, bro. Like, nigga, as fighters at the end of the day, bro, this like every deal will be done over the internet like that. These niggas need to just come and talk for me and meet up, nigga. Like, you feel me, nigga? Let's get a meeting. Let's get a Zoom. Can we get a Zoom?
Well, I'm saying after these fights, and look, I hope Bud fight Pacquiao. I swear to you, I hope he get the Pacquiao fight. But I wanted him to fight Porter. I'd rather have the Porter fight than the Pacquiao fight, to be honest with you. But either or, Porter or Pacquiao, I still want that offer to stay at 60-40. I feel like Porter and Pacquiao is good enough for Errol Spence to have 3 scraps and Bud to have 1 scrap for the offer to be 60-40. I don't want it to be 70-30 because then we go all the way to something different now because I know Bud ain't accepting no 70-30. Like 70-30, Bud gonna say, fuck you. I'm not accepting no 70-30. You know what I mean? I want to stay at 60-40 so Kes can't come back and try to make it like, oh, he moving the goalpost. I ain't talking about 70-30, all this shit. That way we won't get no more confused than what the fuck we gonna get. Because it's still gonna be a little situation trying to make the goddamn fight happen because of what network is gonna be on and shit like that. So I'm just gonna sit back and hopefully Earl ass keep this shit at 60-40 because I'm pushing for Bud and Earl after, like, if Earl go beat Ugas and get that scrap, and if Bud go fight Pacquiao or Porter, whomever it is, there's only one fight left, and that's Earl and Bud. I don't want
push a meeting. Let's push a meeting. Let's push a meeting on both sides.
Hell yeah.
Fuck that. Like Earl,
ain't nothing else.
Earl as the A side. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck all this internet shit. You don't gotta post that shit. You feel me? I'm saying, Bud, you don't gotta post that shit. You feel me? I'm saying, like, nigga, let's get a Zoom, nigga. You feel me? Let's get that, nigga. Get them niggas talking, bro. Like, you feel me?
That's it, bro.
Because when they start talking, then you feel me? You know what I'm saying? As brother, I think that's when you can get shit done, bro. Like a lot of people can't do this internet shit, bro. This internet shit.
Bob don't want that. Bob don't want that because then they gonna get to talking about, the real business. And Bob don't want that. He don't want that.
That's why I kind of think that if Terence Crawford is smart, to get out his contract, he should just take a week fight. Maybe a Shakur fight if that's his mandatory, and then he could probably be able to leave. That won't be considered as that won't be considered as a good fight. That'll be the flyweight better business
move. He ain't
move.
did it yet. He not gonna do it. Y'all got all
KP. Yeah, let me let KP. You know he been in the building for a minute, man. But what you got on this, KP?
It's funny, man. This dude been in this contract with this company for all these years. He going down the Tim Bradley route. Watch him. He been doing the same thing. I mean, come on, man. Everybody in their family got a crackhead in their family, bro. Crackheads gonna do what crackheads do, bro. So we expecting somebody to do something different than what they've been doing. Come on, man. Like we hoping and wishing he stand up to Bob Arum. I mean, we was hoping and wishing that Detox would come out. It ain't came out. We was hoping and wishing that Wayne would leave Cash Money. He never did it. It's not happening. Listen, man, the dude is happy where he at. He like barking and sounding real tough, but he ain't fighting nobody. He gonna keep not fighting nobody and getting whatever Bob give him. I mean, I just resigned to the fact that that's what it is. I mean, we see Teofimo Lopez doing the same thing, right? He talking real tough. Everyone right here doing the same thing. He won one fight, and now he's the best fighter in the world. Let them say it. Like, man, I'm like, dude, we the fans, we the consumers, right? We trying to buy a fight that one side won't even give us because they telling us they can't even afford to pay Sean Porter over $2 million. But the best fighter, they sent him down to Dallas. Like they sent their best fighter down to Dallas to a man's fight that he said he don't need. Like he don't realize he don't got no leverage. It's kind of like, okay, I just said this to y'all, right? So like just say if we just think about it, right? Somebody come to y'all and he want to get put on, but he ain't got no leverage. But he telling you what he gonna get from you on the cut, on the back end of the money. What do you mean? You gonna get whatever the hell I give you?
KP, you bring in a package.
Yeah.
You bring it in, but he tell you what he gonna give you on the back end.
Look,
I know no shit, dog.
Money,
when we sell it, dog, we getting 50-50.
Money, we watch it paid in full, and Calvin come to Ace talking about he gonna give Ace this out the cut. But Ace this is what we talking about, man. Look at it, man. That's what we talking about. And this dude is sticking his chest out like he really got options. Well, stay over there on your block and see if you eat. Because evidently your block ain't feeding you.
Nigga ain't eating.
I feel like this, dog. I think want the Earl. His ass a fighter, bro. He just got to come down on it. His ass got to let the ego go, dog. You got to let the ego go and say fuck what people talking about, shit like that. You can't pass up on your biggest payday because what no motherfucker talking about or how you feel somebody trying to play you. If that's how you feel, okay, you think you're the big dog, you think you're saying this, okay, give me that 40%. I'm going home and beat the shit out you. And then I'm going to turn back around. Hopefully you got a motherfucking rematch in the contract so I can beat your ass again and get what I deserve. You know what I mean?
And
that's how you got to look at it.
Y'all know what we missing out of this too? The thing that Bob Arum did by doing that, he made y'all forget that Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao was a bigger fight than that.
It is. And that ain't no argument. Numbers don't lie.
You see that? He ran out here and claimed he gonna get some money from out the country. You see what I'm saying? Where can't nobody, barely people even moving around in the U.S., but we can go out the country and get some money. You know, like they've been promising this Fury and this Joshua fight that ain't happened yet. Like this, it's a lot of pie in the sky.
It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. My boy Act Reacher in the building, man. What's your thoughts on this, man? Before we get ready to wrap this up.
I ain't gonna front. That's Atlanta Braves joint. I'm feeling that, KT.
Oh yeah,
I'm feeling that.
Throwback Dion.
Yeah. That Drake fire.
I was wondering who the hell that was.
That Drake fire. You know I peeped it. I ain't gonna cap. Yeah, he got the respect. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. Look, my whole thing is this. That fight is too great to not be made. Point blank, period. Even though the Manny Pacquiao fight, I agree. The Manny Pacquiao fight and Earl fight is bigger. Just Manny Pacquiao's name alone, attached to anybody's because of, of course, his his accolades and things like that. So we're not gonna front on that. But the fight that we all really want to see, I'm not gonna lie, I do want to see Errol and Crawford. I just think that, you know, come October time, you know, I guess, you know, we can't put him to the fire right now. You know, come October time, I believe he's out of his contract, right? KT in October.
Yeah, October he's done.
You know, guys, you know, they say there ain't enough forgiveness in the community, in the culture. Let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. I know he might do the same thing. I know they say leopards can't change.
You know, if they fuck around and do pull off the Pacquiao fight, which I don't see happening, if they do pull it out, he gonna stay.
Because you know what? I agree with you 100%.
Some incentives in there. He probably gonna have something in that contract to where they gonna extend that shit if he get in a Manny Pacquiao fight.
I'm telling you, that's what it is.
I ain't even gonna lie. Yup, that's a good assessment.
I think that's how it is. I think that's how it is, bro. Because he get an extra $1 million if he don't get a big fight or something like that. So
yeah, I know.
I think that's how contract is.
Yeah, when Mikey was explaining the Bob Arum contracts, he was saying, you know, if you go out there and you win the title, I think it's an extra 2 years added on to the contract. So maybe Bob might put in the contract, you know, if it's a pay-per-view fight and if it's over a certain amount of numbers, you get X amount of dollars. It probably do extend that shit. But Bud would be a damn fool. He'd be a damn fool to sign back with fucking Bob Arum, bro.
You know what might get him money? The people that's putting up the money for that fight.
Yeah,
and them Saudi Arabians, they really be coming with them racks, y'all. It's not a game over there. Like they really will pay. They really will pay to put up the money for them fights. Like Joshua and Fury, they ready to get them 200 a piece.
Coming right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I agree with you though, KT. My fault. Last point being made. I'd much rather see him fight Errol. I don't think that he should leave the sport or the welterweight division without fighting Errol Spence. And I feel vice versa for Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? I think it's too great of a fight. And you know what I mean? Like just everything about the fight, the build up. I just feel like it is definitely going to be dope. And we need something like that, man. It's been mad depressing. I don't even care if you rich in a pandemic. This shit is depressing, y'all. This shit is depressing, man.
Right.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, man. I feel you, man. I don't want to see neither one of them leave the division without fighting each other. You know, we don't want to have another motherfucking Reddick Bowe and Reddick Bowe motherfucking
Lennox Lewis.
We don't want to have another Reddick Bowe Lennox Lewis. You know, we don't want to see that again. You know, it's some bullshit, man.
That's why I said, Key, after this fight, that's why I want Bud to get a big fight, and I want Earl to go get that third scrap. I'm not pushing nothing else but Errol Spence and Bud. I don't give a fuck who coming back. Who said the only fight I'm pushing that welterweight is Errol Spence and Terence Crawford. That's it. I mean, Earl,
yeah. It ain't no, oh, well, you know, such and such.
Yeah,
nothing let's get a meeting, bro. Let's push a meeting. Let's push a meeting, nigga. Shit, let's get a meeting, nigga. Shit, ain't nothing gonna get done over the eating. We gotta get it. Y'all niggas gotta get a Zoom. Shit, you niggas gotta come in. Y'all niggas gotta talk, bro, on both sides. You know what I'm saying? You niggas gotta come and nigga and work some shit out, nigga. Shit, Al, nigga. If y'all need Al and Bob, nigga, Al and Bob need to sit their ass down and get this shit together. You feel me? Right. I mean, however this shit need to get done, nigga, they need to. Nigga, y'all need to go have a meeting. Nigga, it should be reported that nigga they having talks. You know what I'm saying?
Let me get y'all closing words, cause I gotta get ready to get up out of here. Let me get everybody closing words, man. We start with you, Kate. We can start with you, Ak, and then we'll go to KC, and then we'll go from there.
Yo, man, my fault, man. I came on mad late. I just got out of work, man. You know what I mean? I really want to build with you and Monty more. You know what I mean? But appreciate you, man, for, you know, having a link out, you know, for people to jump on and chop it up with you. I like the route that y'all going with that. You know, salute to everybody on the panel. Salute to you, KT, bro, and I'm gonna be looking out and watching out for you, man. Y'all could catch me Friday nights on Boxing Night Court. if y'all want to see them get convicted. You know what I mean? Catch me Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But other than that, it's your boy Ack Reacher. I never steer you wrong, and I'm out.
Yes, sir. KC.
What's up, man?
KP.
Good, man. Salute, man. Good talking to y'all, man, on that topic, man. I was tuned in earlier to the show when you was talking earlier about AB and all that jazz. Broner's done, man. I trust what he do. I don't put no hypotheticals on none of them dudes, man. I trust what he do. I trust what Bud Crawford do. He do the same thing he been doing. I trust what Errol Spence been doing. Fighting the guys he said he was gonna fight. Wilder did what he said he was gonna do. There's only certain guys that do what they say they're gonna do, and I watch them, and I go from there. I know this boxing ain't about to pimp me though, by giving me trash fights and putting them on pay-per-view. So if they're gonna have Spence and Crawford, I buy it. But I'm not about to pay no Spence versus Ugas pay-per-view. I'm not buying that like that. I watch Porter versus Bud. That's a good fight if they make it, but I highly doubt Bob gonna make any of those fights for him. He about to pull somebody out the graveyard and put him in the ring. And that's who he gonna fight to keep his costs low. That's what Bob been doing. So I trust Bob to do what he been doing. Man, almost 100 years old. But that's the end of it, man. I'm gonna listen to y'all in, man. Salute, brothers.
I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Taco, what's your closing words, man?
Hey, man, I just want to say thanks for letting me on, man. I'll just be coming on. I'll be listening to all y'all, be chilling, be doing shit. Handling in business on the road. So I just, you know what I mean, sometimes I agree with y'all, but on the Bud topic, sometimes I don't agree with y'all. I think y'all look out a little biased sometimes the way y'all say things when it comes to the Bud, but it's all good though. Like, you know, I know where y'all coming from though. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes the way y'all say things sometimes becoming across as like, you feel me, y'all trying to lightweight hate though. I'm gonna keep it real, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? So I just be having to come on sometimes and put on for my boy, you know what I'm saying? I ain't no boxing historian, but I do watch boxing. You know what I'm saying? I do know a little bit about the sport. I ain't trying to say that I'm just super knowledgeable about the sport. So when somebody tell me they got facts and stuff, I concede. That's why I say 60-40 is a good offer by all the facts. But y'all have a good one. God bless y'all, man.
All right. Big money. Big Stepper, what's happening?
Yeah, sir. I want to say this, man. It ain't about us hating on Bud. But like I say, whenever you catch me and keep talking about Bud, all we ask y'all is to tell us a fact that we didn't say. It don't matter how we say it. It don't matter how the message come up. Y'all can take the message how y'all want to take it. We just talk with passion, and it might sound like hate, but at the same time, it's nothing but facts. And we sit up here and say we got love for Bud all the time, bro. So a motherfucker can't never, and we don't never shit on Bud. Like, you got to come up here and tell us what we say and how we shitting on Bud and what way, where, and nobody can never say it. Only thing that come up here and just say, they'll start shitting on Errol Spence because of the topic. You feel what I'm saying? So it ain't never no hate towards Bud. It's always going towards the business side. We never discredit Bud's resume. We never say that he ain't deserving of his praises. He's not a Hall of Famer or none of that shit. All we say is what's going on at 147, what's happening right now at 147 at the division. One man is leading the way, the other man is behind him. And when you talking about the business side, this shit ain't close. That's our only argument on that situation, dog. So y'all can take the message how y'all want to take it. Y'all can say, oh, it look like hate, things of that nature. It ain't that, bro. Y'all just let certain shit go over y'all head, and sometimes people only hear what they want to hear. You know what I mean? That's why I always say that shit. But it's always love, man, to the chat. Thank y'all for coming through, rocking out with me and Brody, man. 2 hours and 42 minutes. Much love, much respect. Much love to the people who sent a donation in for the super chats. Is much respected, man. Continue to look out for me and keep kicking this shit how we kick it. Nothing but real facts. You feel me? We're looking to challenge anybody. If you think you got facts on what we're talking about, bring your ass on up here and take the test and see if you can handle it. You know what I mean? But y'all come tune in to me tonight at 8 p.m. on Monty Brown TV. Y'all follow me on Instagram at Monty_the writer. You feel me? We just put up a few posts. You dig? So we do great work over there as well. But it's all love to y'all out there, man. Much respect. Keep doing what y'all doing. And y'all know how I get down, man. Big dog status on these boys.
Yes, sir. And y'all already know I appreciate everybody in the building. Hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button if you ain't mashed on the like button yet. Salute to everybody in the chat, everybody that participated. And y'all already know I appreciate everybody that come in. And shit, you know how I go. There you go talking that boxing again.
Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts, cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts, cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts, cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts, cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go talking that boxing again. Talking big facts, I ain't tell no lies. Real talk like fight fan. Slap patrol with my right hand. Hit the like button, watch the replay. Want all the smoke like EJ. Fuck control what he say. I bomb a nigga like the boy. Spray the thing, make shower, boy. Tyson Fury, you a coward, boy. Box a nigga like ego. Make you bow your head, take one knee like Kell Brook and Tim Tebow. Since the time that lesson been black and eyes like Debo. Like Debo? And I'm a breadwinner like Kevin Gates. Smoke strong, make you levitate. On my evil spins, might meditate. Gon' watch me, gon' steady hate. But I pimp the game like 7-8. And I'm a big stepper like Money Brown. I don't mess around, I don't fuck around. But I fuck around, I wear my crown. Fuck around, I wear my crown. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts, cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts, cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts, cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Spitting big facts and I'm cooking again. There you go, talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There you go, talking that boxing again. This trio talk like fight fan. There you go, talking that boxing again. Trio talk like fight fan. There you go, talking that boxing again. There you go, talking that boxing again. There you go, talking that boxing again.